instructions how to get here, what time to get here, where when we get here. They didn't give us any instructions about what time the first car is, what time the first car is up. This first stage is about 9:24. We thought we'd get first car. Got bobble out. Yeah.
Welcome to Crychan Forest in Wales for the 2023 Roger Albert Clark Rally. I'm Paul Woodford. I'm joined by Matt Cotton on the first of our live broadcasts, and we're just waiting for the cars in. There is a palpable air here, Matt. You can feel the excitement. The spectators are going past us to get ready for the action, and the marshals are all here ready. We've had all checks. We're about to have the zero car through, and after last night, you could forgive us for being like excited little children, couldn't you?
Hashtag fever. I don't really think there's another word for it at the moment. There is something in the air. You can't quite explain it, but just the sight of Carmarthen last night, the sight of people lining the roads coming into this forest.
I woke up and thought, was that a dream?
I've not seen anything like that before. You know, we thought that Rally Ceredigion a few months ago, we thought that was impressive. You just look in Carmarthen last night, and that just shows what these kind of cars, these guys filling the field, absolutely bring to forest rallying and rallying in the UK. It's unbelievable, mate.
350 stage miles lie ahead of us. 33 stages, 3 countries. We could reel off the stats, and the rally celebrates its 20th year, and what a fitting entry list for 20 years into the rebooted RAC Rally.
2004, this rally started 37 cars. Here we are, 2023, 150 plus entries. People from around the world have come here this weekend, or this week. I've got to stop saying this weekend, it's this week. We're on an absolute epic marathon as well.
And that's rallying's biggest away day.
That's part of the draw. That's exactly part of the draw. There's so many people that are off work, off school at the moment. Just to come here and witness what we've got in store, I cannot wait.
So here's how it's going to work. We're going to be live with you every single day. All 5 days we're going to be live throughout the day with action and reaction, when we can swap in between myself, Phil Bramhill on the other stages, and yourself with stage end reaction with our crews. And then we go through to the retro Rally Report themed evening show every night, a programme full of the things that will make you remember why we all got into this in the first place. And we've just all been listening to the music, Matt.
It gets you in the mood. I don't think we need that, but it gets you in the mood. It just hits a nerve, doesn't it? You know, you hear that music of the past, the 80s, the 70s in some cases. It ignites a spark in you, and it just gets you going. It's just fantastic. I can't wait. It's just going to be ingrained in us for 5 whole days, and everybody watching at home as well. It's going to be.
What's interesting, the dynamic this year with our World Rally Championship stars, past and present, our former RAC Rally winners, new and old versions, and various other people who've joined us who are all within with the shouts. Probably 15 people who straight away stick in the box for a possible win, and then probably some more. You know, we saw what happened last year when different game plans come into play, when things get tough later in the event, and we've got the big one, of course, on Monday, and even if we have a last day battle, that's going to change everything.
I think, like, you have to look at somebody like Oliver Solberg and you ask him what does he think is in store for him this week. He has no idea. He hasn't a clue. How many rallies has that guy done? How many kilometres has he driven in the last couple of years? And yet he still comes here. You ask him, you know, what's the plan? I don't know. And when somebody like Oliver Solberg says that, you know everybody's in for a tough ride.
He said last night in the pre-rally forum that the longest stage he's ever done in the World Rally Championship is 50 kilometres. Now that's short of the 33 miles of the big one on Monday, which that is something that perhaps if you're watching at home, you've seen the entry list and you're thinking, well, what are these WRC stars coming down here and mixing it with our BHRC and our national competitors? The level playing field has never been more level, has it?
Exactly. I think where they might have a slight advantage is where it comes into the psychological part of that long stage, and of course the tyre management aspect as well. They're very much used to that. On the national rallies we have in the UK, we have stages of 12 miles, probably the longest, 12, 15. Tyre management doesn't really come into it too much. You triple that, and all of a sudden there's a whole new factor come in. But then you've got the Marty McCormacks of this world that have done this. They know what to expect. They know the challenges that are ahead of them. It's a real dynamic mix, and it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out over the next 5 days too.
For me, it's all about the rally cars, and you and I were nerding out yesterday at Scrutineering, but there is something that none of us will ever have seen. Producer Wayne's doing the international signal for the cars are in the stage. In the studio behind us, so the cars are in the stage. There's a dynamic that none of us of our generation can actually imagine, which is a TR7 V8 at full tilt. Now, don't get me wrong, we've seen them driven well, and we've seen them driven quickly, but have we seen one driven as quick as Chris Ingham is going to have to drive it to the height on the expectation, and also to be with a chance of keeping up with the front runners? I don't think we have.
No, and typical Chris, he's played his chances down. I know he's a real competitor. And he said, look, I haven't driven the car very much, and I'm not really sure how well I'll do. He's a European rally champion. There's a real fire in his belly, and as soon as the clock drops at the start of this stage, Chris is going to be giving it absolutely everything. You're going to hear that car before you see it, that's for sure, just like the Stratos as well.
Yep. So what we have now is we've got our open category cars. We've also got some of our, what we call Cat 1 cars coming into the stage. So you're going to see a mixture of footage from those first few cars in the field coming through. Matt, you're going to then join us as our front runners come through after that first field have come through. So we're going to mix up the coverage this week. We're going to have so much live action for you on the Roger Albert Clark Facebook page. And if you want to get really organised and you want to put it on a big screen, you go onto YouTube on the Special Stage YouTube channel. All the live links are already queued up there, so you can just click to be notified when we go live. So best of luck, and best of luck. Phil Bramhill is out on a camera listening to us right now, because the three of us are going to be pretty busy this week, and we have got one heck of a story. Whatever happens from now, it will be one heck of a story, probably the biggest one that we've told.
And the beauty of it is everybody sat at home is going to be right there with us to witness it as well. It's going to be fantastic wherever you're watching, whether you're out there in the forest, whether you're sat at home with a cup of tea, whether you're watching this on the sly at work,
Or an Amigos beer.
It's
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss any of this. Stay tuned, guys.
Right, here we go. The RAC, the Roger Albert Clark 2023 is go. And we've got 350 stage miles to look forward to. You see Rob Aslett in that Peugeot 205 there, and a few of those out this weekend. He was 90th, the last running at the Roger Albert Clark Rally in 2021, 6th in class, 90th because he's super rallied with a 5-day event. You absolutely want to be super rallying and getting back out there for the mileage. Fair play to Colin Heppenstall and all of his hard work and the hard work of his team, the army of people that put this event on, because, as Matt and I mentioned, the atmosphere in Carmarthen Town Centre last night was absolutely incredible. I can't overplay that enough. Where did all the VW Polo Challenge cars go then? Roger Mustoe, Andrew Hebron there. Tell you what, they command the price as well when they do go. Matt was talking to me about that at Scrutineering last night. I think that car was up for sale, one like it, very recently. So the open class is for modern cars, and you'll see some four-wheel drive cars in there as well. The RAC, the Roger Albert Clark as it is now known, is famed, of course, for those big battles in the historic categories. But the Open Rally has provided some spills itself over the years, and itself has become quite a prestigious part of this event. And we've got some former winners of the Open Rally as well. Neil Weaver, Baz Jordan, a number of people who go very, very well. So you'll see a number of those as we go through the running order here. Crews from all over the world joining us at the Roger Albert Clark Rally. We start in Wales for the first 2 days. We go up to Scotland tomorrow night and back down to England, with a finish in Carlisle on Monday, late afternoon. That seems like a long way off right now, doesn't it? Today then we start in Crychan. We go to Kevin, then we've got a regroup and a service before we get out to Walters Arena. Glasvinid after that for stage 4, the second run through Crychan and Kefin for stage 5 and 6, and then back to Walters Arena. As you see, John Cotton and Jill Cotton in their MGZR. John coming out of a 30-year retirement from rallying in 2023. Has done the plains, the Nicky Grist stages in preparation for this Roger Albert Clark rally. Started in 1982 in the Lada Challenge at Manby, which is not far from Cadwell Park and where I first did my rallying. John and Jill Cotton back out on the stages, and you find this in a Roger Albert Clark year. It's no ordinary year for anybody in rallying, whether it's the British Historic Rally Championship or a number of other championships. People plan their seasons around the RAC. And how about coming out after a 30-year retirement to do just that? James Rudd, Oliver Foster from Goole and Scunthorpe, respectively, in that interesting-looking wide-arched Micra. There's a level of preparation which you have to consider for these cars as well, and we were talking about this yesterday. In fact, Chris Harris and I were talking about this in the queue last night for the start, that everything on these cars is new. You're following a Mark II Escort down the road, he said, and you can see underneath every single nut and bolt is brand new on it. Even cars which have been rallying this year. Roger Chilman, for example, who won the British Historic Rally Championship, his car is like brand new because they have to be. They're doing almost a full season in some cases of rallying, more mileage than some people will do in a season, in 5 solid days. Lovely car this, just been repaired after the family dog, the new family dog, ate the wiring to the spot lamps, but they did get it sorted. Rob Evatt, Michael William Evatt. Rob did the original RAC, and when I talk about the original RAC, I talk pre-98 when it was called. It was Network Q RAC by that point, wasn't it? But it changed to Rally of Great Britain in 1998. So pre-98, if I talk about people who've done the old RAC, Rob is one of those. Best finish on the Roger Albert Clark. He's done 4 of them, by the way. It was in 2013. He was 25th overall, first in class in Vauxhall Nova in those days. That Unipart Morris Marina TC, though, is something special, isn't it? It's in the 1300 C1 class. So you've got, if you're looking at the results, which if you go to the Roger Albert Clark Facebook page or the website, you can find the links to the live results, and we will bring you some of those after we've got the first of our runners through this first stage of the day. Oh, a car that I absolutely love seeing out on the stages here. Look at that. Absolutely throwing it around. Martin Linden over here from Sweden. Rickard Forsell alongside in the Volvo PV544 Sport. Incredible rally cars. He's done 2. This is his second Roger Albert Clark rally. 51st overall, first in class in that Volvo. Is his best finish. And just glorious seeing it thrown around these stages. I joined the coverage on the screen actually from one of our cameras here in the studio a little late, so I'm not sure if we saw Steve Graham and Tony Graham through in their Lancia Fulvia. I'm sure we've had them through. They start first on the road, car 31. The reason being they've done all 15 Roger Albert Clark rallies. Started in 2004 in the open class in a 205 GTI. And you also saw the glorious Saab 96, Stephen Higgins and Corey Powell-Jones as well. 31st overall, first in class in 2013 was their best result from the 8 Roger Albert Clarks they've done. So in terms of the running order, we've got the Category 1, as we call it, the smaller engined cars up to 1600, Category 1, and some of the open rally through, well, a mixture of all the 3 lower categories in this first. Yeah, Steve Graham did come through, didn't he, in this first field, and then we, after that, go straight to car number 1. So car 174 down to car 131, which will be Adam Milner, who, let's not forget, came 8th overall. So this is by no means the slow end of the entry list. It's just the order that we've got the running order in. So if you've got an entry list in front of you, car 131 will be the last of this first field. And then we're heading out for car number 1, 3-time Roger Albert Clark rally winner Martin McCormack. Barney Mitchell alongside, once again, will be firing that Mark II into this Crychan stage to start off this 350-mile epic adventure. Andrew Pidden, Thomas Pidden alongside from Hong Kong and from Australia, respectively, in their Mark I Cortina, a car which I photographed in 2019, which had, wow, had one heck of a run that year. And they came 80th overall, having crashed that thing numerous times on that event. It looked very second-hand, but it had an air of glory about it, as it does today with those yellow spot lamps. Gregory Perard, César Delbecq, over from France in their Renault Clio Rally. Done a lot of events over there. This is their first Roger Albert Clark, their first foray into British rallying, and that's what this rally does. It's like the old Albert Clark, the old RAC, sorry. When it was a World Championship event, this event has become revered internationally, and it does bring people out for their first experience in the country. Richard Holsworth, Harriet Walshaw in their Cortina GT on their second RAC. Last one they did was 9 years ago in 2014. Throwing that red Cortina GT, very Roger Clark-esque as well, isn't it? Let's not forget Roger Clark, the man whose namesake is over the door of this incredible event, was the first Brit to beat the Scandinavians on this gravel. Not this very bit of gravel. This was used in later World Rally Championship iterations of the event, but in the early days, Roger Clark created a legend which became a legacy, and a legacy that you're seeing unfold in front of you today here in Wales for the first leg of the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Charles Difton, Stephen Gozzard in their Peugeot 205 GTI. Charles also did the original RAC, also on their first Roger Albert Clark Rally. I mentioned there's quite a few Peugeot 205 GTIs out. Aaron McClure will be one to watch in the full Group A car. Didn't manage to catch him at Scrutineering yesterday. He's probably quite glad about that. But he's been promising or threatening, I'm not sure which is the correct way of putting it, to do the Roger Albert Clark for a number of years. He built a car for it and then ended up selling the car. And there's as I say, a few 205 GTIs out, which is good because those cars very much at the heart of the RAC of old, and you know, the modern classics, if you want to call them that. And rallying very much comes before now. Total stage mileage today in Wales is very comparable to that of a normal one-day rally, 38.5 stage miles. There's the Renault Clio Rally 5. Domenico Ramono, Fabiano Ramono alongside. They've done a mixture of French and Italian events last year. This is their first event of 2023, though, and with the epic preparation required and the finances of putting a package together to compete on the Roger Albert Clark. Quite a few crews will do that in a Roger Albert Clark year. It will be their only event. Yeah, 38.5 stage miles, the total mileage today. Combine that with 164, just over, road miles between the stages. And there's something special about seeing the cars on this event, on the road sections to the stages. Tomorrow night, when we all head north to Scotland, it will very much be a case of the last person out of Wales, please turn the lights off on the way out. There'll be rally cars everywhere. JJ Kremin on YouTube asking if we will have end-of-stage interviews for Historics on stage 1. Yes, we've got Matt Cotton poised and ready with Bex Hinton on the stop line at stage 1. We're going to have end-of-stage interviews. We're just going through this first part of the field, and then Marty McCormack will be the first driver that you get reaction from with Matt Cotton in just a few minutes' time, so don't go away. As I mentioned earlier, we have combined forces with MCR Motorsport Media. Matt Cotton, Bex Hinton need no introduction. Phil Bramwell also presenting from the stages this week. We have got so much live action for you. Stage action, stage end, and that rally report themed program every night of the rally. There's Alan Kitson, John Roberts from York. Their first Roger Robert Clark. 3 top 10s this year, though, in the historics. Track Rod, Greystoke and Raponian. Good preparation for 350 miles of the most, or some of the most, iconic gravel rally stages in the UK on the biggest rally. In fact, the most mileage on a rally for, well, over 30 years. This week, the RAC. Because of the vast amount of live coverage we've got for you, plus the work required to put together that program each night, you'll see a very different format from us. Instead of doing all competitors on every stage we cover, there'll be certain stages where we only cover part of the field before we have to disappear off. And there are some days when we have to do 4 or 5 hour trips between live locations. So you will have to bear with us on that. But we will be showing all competitors through some stages throughout the week. So everybody will get a look in. All classes will be covered by what we're doing, and they're all just as important as the others. There's Paul Mankin and Graham Wild. Their 5th RAC. Came out last time we saw him was in a Works Spec Clan Crusader. In fact, it was one of the Works Clan Crusaders, wasn't it, on Mull. Didn't end very well, but there's another one in build. There we are, my first mention of Clan Crusaders on the live rally coverage for this week. Their best finish then was 46th overall in 2014. It was their only rally that year. Paul had Desmond Bell in with him that year. 2nd in the class in that Mark 1 Lotus Cortina. There's a car that I love to see out. Pete Stimson, Mark Butler in the Ford Anglia. It's a fantastic car. It's so well prepared, and it might look very dainty and you know, quite unusual to see compared to the Escorts and the Volvos and the Saabs and things like that. But the Anglia really holds its own out there, and you'll see that through the event. They're strong, particularly when they are prepared to the level that one is. And talking of strong cars, next up we've got a Datsun 240Z, the first of a couple of those. The second of them is in the Safari class. Very excited about the Safari class. Nick Mason has got his 240Z, but he's done 9 East African Safari rallies in, and he's got some tales to tell, let me tell you. We were talking to him in service, and we'll be doing some features on characters and interesting stories throughout the field as well, so you'll get a feel for that as we go through. VHS rallies, got to take your bobble hat off to special stage for the coverage, and MCR Motorsport Media, of course. And we've got to take our hat off to you, because your uploaded versions of the old RAC rally reports have inspired certain elements of what we're doing this weekend, and it's great to have somewhere that we can go to them without having to dig out the older video cassettes. I did say there was a 240Z out next. It's not. It was a 205 GTI. I hope you noticed that, even if I didn't. The last car that they did the rally in was a 240Z. I'm sure you can forgive me that one, though. And how amazing does that little Toyota Corolla GT Coupe look? Andy Madge, another of our competitors who did do the original RAC rally back pre-98. In fact, he did it a lot of times. Matt Cooper alongside on their 14th Roger Robert Clark rally. They've only missed one. Not far off getting your own number on the door, guys. Like Steve Graham and his hamster in that Lancia Fulvia. The hamster has been riding with them all those years. I bet it stinks. It's on the roof. It looks wet and muddy to me. Nathan Shaw, yeah, Clan Crusader, tick that one off my Paul Woodford bingo card. What else is on your Paul Woodford bingo card, Nathan? Can I just check, and I'll help you with that maybe. I've used the word iconic. I normally use that pretty early on, so we've ticked that one off as well. Mark Skinner enjoying the first Clan mention as well. Well, Paul Mankin brought a Lotus Cortina out to play this weekend, didn't he? But we will see that Clan back on. Yeah, Andrew Bayliss, you started the clan drinking game early, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it? So we can all have an Amigos tequila-flavoured beer, perhaps at this time of the day on a Roger Albert Clark rally day. A flash of the lights for Andy Madge and Matt Cooper. Just realised that's the first shot you've had of the glorious-looking Toyota Corolla GT Coupe, but I saw it before you. First in class, 14th overall, their best finish in 2011. They were also 15th overall in 2006, the third running of the event. This the 20th year, or next year, celebrating 20 years, the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Every 2 years now, of course, which doesn't fall right for a full 20-year celebration, but that's okay. I drove Alex Allingham's Corolla GT AE86 last year for a film, and wow, what a car they are. Tell you what, Mark Tugwell and Deborah Tugwell in that Escort, their 5th Roger Albert Clark, and that's going to be a long 5 days, isn't it, if it keeps smoking like that. Ah, Nathan Shaw, Darien weather. Yeah, well, it's not Darien weather, but then there aren't any Dariens, so I'm not going to get that one. I think you probably could have stretched to a Davrian for this event, couldn't you? What were the other ones on there? Scroll back up. Oh, Cosworth. No Escort Cosworth either. Oh, no, there's a Sierra Cosworth, so we'll get the Cosworth bingo in later. Kev Proctor's brought one of those out for us, and we did see Ian Joel in service, and said if he puts a proper spoiler on the back of that MRF tyres Escort Cosworth that we see so often in our BTRDA coverage, then he could perhaps do the Roger Albert Clark next time. The smell of hot mud, yep. At the moment, no smell of hot mud except on my car, because I got that stuck in the mud yesterday and it still stinks. I'm not sure there was just mud on that field, but there we go. Oh no, I thought we were still on the Paul Woodford bingo. I don't think I've ever said Southern Scotland Dumfries, or I don't see it very often anyway. But we're not. We're on to a different comment there. Neil Commons watching from Switzerland, TR7 V8. Wow, I tell you what. Seeing that car up close, talking to the David Appleby team as well. They've built 6 of these full works spec TR7 V8s. And when I say works spec, talking to the team, when they were building them, the throttle body, the inlet plenum, had different gradings of galvanization as you go across it. And they couldn't work out why, but they replicated it. They had the works car sat in the workshop, the old Roger Clark car, and they replicated even that on the inlet plenum. Different levels of galvanization across the unit, just because that's what the works cars had. So they are absolutely... I thought you were showing me a picture of the Ghostbuster Firehouse. You're not. You're showing me a message, aren't you? Oh no, car 156. Paul Mankin, Graham Wild look like they've stopped just around the corner from where the camera is. Hopefully not. I took a picture of that car in Scrutineering last night when it started to get dark. It's the atmosphere of a crew getting their rally car ready in the dark. Something special. And that's something special as well, isn't it? Mark Constantine, Andrew Constantine. I'm looking forward to seeing that with its spotlights bolted on, that Nova. It's a brand new build. It looks absolutely glorious. Their best finish of this year, this is their first Roger Albert Clark, was 23rd overall on Mull in a Corsa. Not sure Mull is particularly relevant preparation for the Roger Albert Clark, but I tell you what, it shows that they know how to pedal that car, doesn't it? There's Wyn Hughes, David Davies, 14th overall, 9th in class on the West Cork, was their only other rally this year in that RS 1800. It's their first Roger Albert Clark as well in Class D2 in Cat 3. You've got Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, and then we'll see from the Cat 4 and Safari guys very soon, as well as the Appendix K FIA cars as well. We've got some fantastic stories as well to share with you, and we'll have some really interesting features as we go through this week, and we'll be able to bring you those on the Rally Report programme each evening, from Tony Jardine and his sustainable rallying in that Avenger to a new member of our team, a young lad called Oshin, who we met at the start in Carmarthen Town Centre last night, who is taking some time off school And allegedly in Wales that goes down as an authorised absence. Salute you for that, Wales, to watch a rally. And he wants to be a rally TV presenter when he's older. So we thought there's no time like the present. So Oshin will be giving us a video diary throughout the rally, and we'll bring you the first of those from the start last night. A really nice little story, and we, you know, if we can't inspire the next generation, why are we doing this? And we'll have features on the cars, interesting features on some of the drivers, some that have done the RAC before, some that haven't, some of the Safari guys out here. Nick Mason we were chatting to yesterday, so loads of cool stuff coming up for you in that programme. A chance to indulge ourselves and hopefully indulge you as well and get you involved. We'll put a WhatsApp number out later on the social media for you to send us your photos and your videos, so please do that. We want to see the event through your eyes and include you in our coverage as well, and the rally report in the evening will be our chance to do that. You saw Paul Rawson and Mike Curry there. It's Mike's first RAC, believe it or not. He's been out all over the place, but he hasn't done an RAC yet. 2022, he was Cat 1 British Historic Rally Champion, co-driver in the Lotus Cortina with Bob Bean, another former Clan Crusader rally driver as well. His yellow Clan Crusader was well known and formidable, particularly on the Scottish stages. That's the second Clan Crusader mention of the week, and we're only, 20-30 minutes into this first stream of about 29 broadcasts across the 5 days, so I'm doing well so far. Paul Rawson was 53rd overall, 4th in class 2017, his best finish in an Escort Mexico. In fact, that Escort Mexico, I believe. Steve M, is this a real rally? Not quite sure what you mean by that, but if by real rally you mean something like 350 stages across 3 different countries with over 150 competitors, from modern cars through to historic cars through to ex-works cars, and some of the biggest names in rally, from world rally stars to historic rally champions to all sorts of people, and probably a leaderboard of 15 or so people who very credibly could be taking a victory at the end of 5 days of grueling competition. The biggest rally for 30 years. Yeah, Steve, it's a real rally. Talking to John Millington yesterday in the service area during Scrutineering, and a couple of you commenting that we don't have the WRC event anymore. He said this, with the build-up, the hype, the interest around it, the names on the entry list, the nature of this event has become almost a replacement for the World Rally Championship event that we all so dearly long for returning. And you wouldn't disagree, would you? The rally manager of the Silver Fern was over from New Zealand to check things out yesterday. We've got all sorts of people down there. Nicky Grist was wandering around yesterday. Some nice poetic stories from the World Championship. Phil Mills, who of course won the World Rally Championship, co-driving for Petter Solberg, is preparing Oliver Solberg's rally car this weekend. I mean, I don't know what you mean by real rallying, but this has my heart, and it certainly has my attention, and it had the attention of more people than I've ever seen in a town centre start last night. As you see, Anthony Harrison and Marcus Pomfrey, who will be delighted with that shot there, I'm sure, when they watch this coverage back. Absolutely throwing that Mark 1 Escort Mexico around. Unarched Escorts rock. There you go, that's another Paul Woodford bingo for your list, isn't it? Talking about unarched Escorts. Driving it absolutely.
That's the correct order, that is.
As he should be. He had Andrew Derbyshire in with him. Did Anthony in 2021, the last running of the RAC. It runs every 2 years now. Unfortunately, they didn't finish. But this is the second Roger Albert Clark for them, and they will be looking to put those demons to bed. And that fantastic looking Mark 1 Escort. Lyndon Barton now, a man who has been in all sorts of cars and driven all sorts of rallies in the last 10 years or so, is it? Simon Hunter alongside, almost in Works Total colours. Definitely on my list of liveries if I were to build a Works livered Escort. Team Total gold, wasn't it, back in the day? The old Malcolm Wilson colours. Fantastic looking Mark II Escort there. Switched from the Fiesta R5 to the Mark II for 2023. Did the first leg only of the Galloway Hills Rally in preparation for this, if indeed that could be considered preparation for this. But Here, talking of incredible cars, I mean, the amount of Goodwood Rally Stage stickers on the rear window of that Mark 1 Escort will tell you all you need to know. Dave Watkins, Dave Shepherd in the X-Works, Roger Clark, Timo Mäkinen, among others, have driven that car. It's got the twin cam engine back in it. Dave was telling me at Scrutineering yesterday he's gone through quite a few twin cam engines, so I had a bit of a wry smile on his face when he said that was back in. But Lotus twin cam engine noise barking through the forests. I cannot wait. Spot lamps are already on the bonnet. I can't wait for them to be switched on. Someone just put a call in there for Colin Heppenstall to get a knighthood. Yeah, I'll definitely put my name to that petition. So we are on our first live broadcast of about 29 across the 5 days. Matt Cotton has joined me here at the end of stage 1. I'm in the studio. Matt Cotton is ready to get the reaction from our 3-time Roger Albert Clark rally winner Martin McCormack in a short while, just a few minutes to go before that. Meanwhile, there's Philip Clark and Richard Bonner. Co-driver has done the original RAC before. He was 37th, was Philip, on the track rod. 13th in class this year. That's definitely a good bit of preparation, those Yorkshire forests. If you can get through those and go fast, you stand a chance across Wales, across Scotland and across Northern England, don't you, on the RAC. 3 countries, 5 days, 350 stage miles, and today 38 and a half of them will be ticked off across some of Wales' recent most iconic stages. Crychan, you're watching now up first. Geffen will have coverage from that stage as well, and we've got helicopter footage out there as well. It's actually a drone, don't tell anyone. We've got some great footage for you on the stages. We've got cameras everywhere, and this new format and the investment we've had this year into the kit means that we should be bringing you a pretty unrivaled and indulgent set of programmes across the 5 days. There's Stuart and Linda Carris from York, near me, in their Escort Sport. 7th Roger Albert Clark rally for them. In that now familiar Mark 1 Escort. That's a couple goals right there, isn't it? 7 Roger Albert Clarks together, and they're still going strong. Can barely make it to the supermarket without a row. I'm joking. But that's good going. My mum and dad used to rally together before I was born, and so the story goes. Dad would double check everything mum said. Are you sure it's left over this crest? You can imagine how that went. There's Chris Hellings, Glyn Thomas. I better stop talking. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Hello to my wife and at least my eldest kid, Mason, who I believe is in a bit of study time at college, so he's watching with his mates. Good to have you watching. Mason normally out with us at the moment on special stage, but college comes first this week. That Mark 1 Golf GTI of Chris Hellings and Glyn Thomas is a sight to behold. It's a formidable machine. This is its 3rd Roger Albert Clark. It's done 2 already. In 2021, they were first in the class, 32nd on the overall leaderboard. And he had Tim Hellings alongside him that year, did Chris. Matt Cotton, we're getting very close to our 3-time Roger Albert Clark rally winner coming into this stop line. How is he going to approach this? He's just going to go flat out in here, isn't he?
I think we've all had a bit of a conversation over the last few days about what the top boys are going to do, and I think the general consensus is there's going to be one to 3 guys that are going to have to, they have no option, but absolutely flat out. Slightly different approach to everybody else, not the marathon type of 5 days, we've got a long way to go kind of approach. I think they're going to have to go flat out from the word go. Hopefully they can build a bit of time in here, because they know full well that the likes of Oshan is going to go very well in Wales. You know, it's on his back doorstep. If he can pull out a bit of an advantage, this is going to be the place to do it. So yeah, I think there'll be a few guys, you know, your Meeks, your Olivers, they're going to go pretty hard already, and unfortunately, you know, it's tricky in here. Lovely stage, but tricky, and we know there's a couple of people stopped already. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the guys approach this one.
One of our foreign competitors over here doing their first Roger Albert Clark rally, done all their rallying so far in France and Italy. Calzia Simone, Fabrizio Feliciccia in the Peugeot 208, and absolutely throwing that Peugeot around, and clearly they've been looking at how you drive through a British rally or a Welsh rally stage, because that's how you do it, Matt.
That is the kind of approach that we absolutely love. They're going to really enjoy the rest of the 5 days if they're going to be driving like that. What a way to start the rally.
Not dissimilar to the car I've seen you competing in very recently.
It was the similar car, just not quite as exuberant as that, I have to say. They seem to enjoy throwing that one around, don't they?
Yeah, no, they are having a lot of fun, which is fantastic to see, and I can hear the rumble of engines coming through past us here in the finish. As Matt mentioned, there's going to be a combination of different strategies and approaches to this 5 days of the Roger Albert Clark. It's nothing like anybody has ever done before. Even if they've done other Roger Albert Clarks, this is the most challenging, the longest route for 30 plus years in British rallying, and it is going to be formidable however our competitors approach it. Here's a car that I love to see. I've been talking about this car all year, and Alex Waterman, we didn't quite catch up with him yesterday, but we will. He was here in 2019 in the Skoda Estelle 130L. It was a repeat, wasn't it? No, it was the Estelle, and there he is in the Datsun 1600 Triple S. Chris Davies alongside on their third Roger Albert Clark rally. They came 75th overall, first in class in 2019 in the Skoda, and they unfortunately didn't make the end last time out in that Datsun, but that Datsun really is a special car. Really little period touches that make these historic cars so special, and there's even a left-hand drive don't pass sticker on the back, which is an original sticker, I believe, talking to the service crew, that they've stuck on the back of that Datsun, just as it would have had back in the day. And that's the beauty of this year's Roger Albert Clark rally for me as a real rally car nerd. We've got such variety. That Datsun, we've got Toyota Corollas, we've got the TR7 V8 of Chris Ingram, David Appleby Engineering out in front at the head of the field. We've got Escorts, we've got Porsches, we've got Talbot Sunbeams, and there's one right there. David Hopkins, his co-driver Richard Wise has done the original RAC rally in the past. This is their second Roger Albert Clark rally. They were 33rd overall, second in class last time out in 2021. If you go to the Roger Albert Clark rally, you can probably find the link to the tracker yourself and have a look at where our crews are in the stages. There are a few cars stopped in his first stage of the day. Plenty of time to get the cars fixed, fettled, and back out for some super rally action. And over 5 days, you stand to gain far more than you would in a normal rally. The mileage likes of which match what we're doing just today in Wales, 38.5 stage miles. Ticking off 38.5 of those 350. Tomorrow, 74, nearly 75 stage miles. That's almost double your average BTRDA Pro Tyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship event mileage. Not quite, but you get the idea. Getting towards the end of this first field of cars now. There's Aaron Ricks and Abby Haycock in their Mark II Escort, that 1400 car that goes so well on the gravel across the UK in the rest of the year. They're looking for a good run here. It's their first Roger Albert Clark rally, though. Of course, you may remember Aaron from his Ford KA days. They went to the Mark I in 2019 and then to the Mark II. Best result of the year so far has been 15th overall on the Snetterton stage. It's a very different event, but just shows that the pace is there in a little 1400 Escort. And 15th overall as well for Brian Jardine, Declan Campbell in that Mark I RS 1600 on the Carlisle Stages Rally this year, first in class. Barry Taggart asking what number do they stop running in reverse order? 131, so we've got 3 more cars to go. And then we have Marty McCormack leading the head of the entry away. Chris Meek, Nola Sullivan behind. Barney Mitchell, of course, in with Marty McCormack. Oliver Solberg, Elliot Edmondson, Ocean Price, Rodri Evans. And just as we're here, we're coming towards the end of this first stage before I hand over to Matt, and a couple of guys who I was hoping we'd catch up with during the week, and a fantastic looking Lancia jacket, Steve Perez. To see your car back out here and Seb driving it is quite emotional, isn't it?
It is emotional. Obviously, I saw him on Riponian, Molten last week. It was I had goosebumps throughout my body, feeling, seeing the car again after 5 years, and all the, trauma I've had with the car and everything like that. But actually seeing the car out there, it's really exciting.
And you could see in the pre-rally forum last night how much he's looking forward to getting out in it. I tell you what, I don't know what the collective for a number of goosebumps is, but there were thousands of goosebumps in Carmarthen Town Centre last night. You were even accused of being in the co-driver's seat by Howard Davies, Paul Spooner, who would ordinarily have been inside that Stratos with Steve. It's Gary McElhaney, of course, in with Seb Perez this weekend. Are you missing that co-driver's seat?
Yes, but it's just nice just to see Seb out in it, and it's just the fact that it's out there and everybody can just hear it. That's the big thing with it. It just sounds so fantastic, and it's different. There's only one in Britain, I think there's only 2 in the world that are actually actively rallying, so it's a rare treat for everybody. Watching
that Stratos carve its way through thousands, probably 5,000 plus people in Carmarthen Town Centre last night was talk of goosebumps. They were bouncing off the page. It was incredible. Were you there in the town centre last night?
No, I didn't make it, but I saw the pictures. It's fantastic. And doesn't it show how popular rallying is? And I just hope, the powers that be really look at this, support this rally, because this is the future. And well done to Colin for arranging all this, because it's just amazing.
Now, it's not great radio, I accept, but I'm going to describe it to you. Steve Howes and Seb had it on in the pre-rally forum last night. A lovely Dan Sport Lancia jacket on, and it really throws back to the good old days of the Lancias when they used to dominate rallying, and the Amigos beer colour scheme, very much like the Alitalia one. I love what you've done there.
Yeah, that's the idea. We actually bought these for the European Championship, but we've got a few left over. That was a plan 5 years ago, so we've still got a few left. Yeah,
the whole team looks fantastic. Great to see our former multiple national rally champion Steve Perez out, a man who always planned to do the RAC in that Stratos. That honour has fallen to Seb, his son, and I am going to hand the honour over in just a few moments, Matt, to you, to interview our top crews coming through on the entry. Marty McCormack, 3-time winner, heads the field away. Those rear view mirrors have never looked more exciting and more formidable for Marty.
He's got a tough weekend ahead. He said to us earlier, didn't he, last night? He said, people do forget about the times where he put it on a trailer early and he was away home before the second or third day. And that's the kind of rally this is. The guys at the front, they're going to want to be pushing absolutely to the max from the word go. And what a stage to start on. We forget that Crychan, legendary stage in the WRC of the past. It's smooth, it's billiard-like in there at the moment, but it's still quite slippery. There's a certain amount of unpredictability, easy for you to say, about some of the corners in there. So I think the guys are just going to have a really, I'm looking forward to the approach that they're taking, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we saw, didn't we, Alex Waterman heading past us here at the finish in that Datsun. What a great-looking car. That sticker on the back wins the rally for me. Love it. Don't pass on this side, it's left on drive, just as it would have had back in the day. Little details matter.
And absolutely, but look at the mix of cars. We've got guys coming over in 208 R2s, modern-day machinery coming over here to do the rally. Sat side by side with the likes of Alex in that Datsun that we don't see anywhere else on British.
Group A, Subaru, Legacy, Sierra, Cosworth, Kev Proctor has bought. It's almost in the auto glass colours as well.
It's a bit of a wet dream, isn't it, Paul?
Last time I saw it, it was plain white. And I was just hoping that they might, stick the auto glass colours on, and they have.
Absolutely. There's so many variations of these cars that just, as I said earlier, just spark something inside you. Your memories, just evoking all those memories of the past, whether you were watching from sort of that high with your dad, your granddad. This is a rally. We always said that it's dad, lad, granddad. That's what this rally is all about.
I had my first TV appearance in 1993 on the RAC rally. I was called the Rubber Welly Brigade on ITV News with my dad and my brother.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it's all about. But equally, you saw it last night in Carmarthen, it has inspired some of the younger folk to come out and just see what it's all about. And hopefully it invokes a bit of a passion inside people to come out and rallying as a whole, because we need that.
We saw a high-profile event cancelled recently because it didn't have the backing and the buy-in from local residents and the local town. And I just hope that some of the people who were vocal during that period have seen what happened in Carmarthen last night, because you couldn't get a seat in a restaurant. You couldn't get a pint in a pub unless you were stood outside on the street getting people to pass it out to you baton style, because it was so busy, and it's going to be busy for days. 2 days each of these locations have got as a kind of central location for the rally.
Absolutely unbelievable. The scenes are like nothing I've ever seen before, and that's it. And it's not just about the names drawing the Oliver Solberg, the Chris Meek. It's about everything else that goes with this rally. It's the cars, it's the atmosphere, it's the attitude that I think the rally has as well, to just draw everybody in. It's a welcome all attitude, and that helps.
It's intoxicating, is it? And that's not a word I would use very often. It was certainly intoxicating in Scrutineering last night, wasn't it? Inside that shed with all the exhaust fumes. It was a still smell of hydrocarbons. It's no bad thing. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the 2023 Roger Albert Clark Rally. Crychan is the first stage, and we're in it. Matt Cotton is about to bring you reaction from our leading crews as they come through this first stage. I'm not sure if they're ready, but are you ready?
I have been ready for the last 2 years, and of course we don't get to do this every year as well, so we have to make the most of it. It's going to be exciting. It's always interesting to see what happens on the first stage. It does set the tone for the rest of the day ultimately. But as I say, the approach is going to be very different across probably even the top 10. So the guys will come here, we'll get the times off them, we'll see who's going to be leading after this first stage.
And Matt will be leading you through that. Behind us, one of our Open Rally winners, Neil Weaver, Jack Morton alongside in the course of Super 1600. And, we can't forget the Open Rally as well has provided so much entertainment over the years, and now provides, as you say, a chance for modern rally machinery to mix ranks with these glorious historic cars. And there's a whole story and narrative to be had from that, which we'll be telling over the 5 days as well.
And that's it. There's so many people that want to do this rally, and it's just about opening it up to a certain type of car. We've got to stay within we're not into rally twos. That's not what this rally is about. But to have the open category, the two-wheel drive, some of the four-wheel drive historics as well, it really just embraces a bit of a catch-all attitude, and it just gets people out here doing 5 days of rallying, and we get to watch it all. How brilliant's that?
So we've got car one in the stage now. There we go. It starts. The Roger Albert Clark Rally is underway, and I'm going to hand over to you, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch with bated breath to see what happens through this first stage of the day. We hope you've enjoyed that first taste of the action here from we call it the Cat 1 category. It's not actually, because there's a lot of Open Rally and Cat 2 and Cat 3 mixed in, but the first field have gone through the stage with plenty of entertainment, plenty of sideways, big skids as people. That becomes the phrase now, doesn't it?
Are taking control of the camera for us this time. We're going to be live with you throughout the day here on Facebook and on YouTube as well. If you check out the post that we've made on the Roger Albert Clark Rally Facebook page, you will know what times we are due live, both on YouTube and on Facebook. Some of them are just on Facebook, some of them are on Facebook and on YouTube. So you'll get a bit of a chance to watch us on both. Just waiting for Adam Milner then. He is the last car on the road of our first contingent of cars through here. I'm going to make it him the first person I speak to, hopefully. Yep, thank you, Paul. Thumbs up from Paul. That's a good sign, that's a good sign. Bex looks really apprehensive behind the camera, but it's very exciting. I have to say, Paul said it already, but the fever on the way up to these stages today has been absolutely insane. Last night in Carmarthen, I'm sure you've seen the pictures, I'm sure you've seen the video of what has been just an epic, epic start to this rally. Of course, that was the finish venue back in 2021, a whole flip upside down of the Roger Albert Clark Rally 2023. This year, which takes us starting in Carmarthen, and then we head up to a Carlisle finish on Monday evening. As I say, a new look to the live feed this year. Delighted to bring you some in-stage action. All being well as well, whilst I'm talking to our crews here, you'll be able to see some of the footage from stage 2 whilst we're interviewing the drivers as well. So we have you pretty much covered this morning. Then we're going to head over to Walters Arena. There'll be a further live in-stage broadcast later on this afternoon before we round out the day with some stage-end interviews at Walters with Bex and I as well. Brought to you this year by Amigos Tequila Beer. Thanks to Steve Perez, who just had a quick chat with Paul there in the Stratos. He has sponsored, as you can see, our live feeds this year. He has made this happen. He has made this fantastic, fantastic live broadcast and schedule possible for you guys, both at home and in the forests. As always, give us a shout out. If you're in the woods, if you're watching stage side, if you have some really, really interesting footage, if you have some interesting clips, some video, some nice photos, make sure you send it into our WhatsApp. That's 07870 216 931. That's 07870 216 931. Messages won't get replied to there, guys, but if you send in your videos and your clips, we'll use the best ones that we have, and don't forget to put them in so I know who has sent them in for us, and we can keep our fans updated across social media on Facebook, on Twitter and on Instagram as well. A new Instagram page that the organisers set up this year. Make sure you go and follow us on Insta as well. A little bit of different content on across all of the platforms for you. If you are just joining us, we're at the end of SS1, Jordan road surfacing at Crychan 1. We're in the little gap now. Have you seen Adam Milner, Bex? I'm going to look for a nod. I was expecting Adam to have come out by now. Adam Milner, Cat 2 car, had an epic result in 2021. Oh, wow. Okay. Oni. Okay. There's some. We're just hearing from Paul there that this Adam Milner unfortunately has stopped in here. That's really devastating. Had a top 5 result in 2021. Took that Category 2 car. I will explain all the categories as we go throughout this week. So I will, when I say Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, FIA, I will explain all those throughout the week. Don't worry, we'll get there. But it's, put it this way, it was a giant killing performance in 2021 for Adam Milner. Unfortunately, not quite turning that around this year with a stop in here. We understand crew are all okay, the track is green light, but unfortunately not making it to... to Who was that, Mark? Who was that? Who was it? Solberg. Entertaining? All good? These boys. I am so jealous of everybody stood out there in the forest watching this action. That's the one downside of doing this, is you don't get to see anything. The Stratos is on its way. There's some epic mix, actually. It's not just the Stratos. We've got the Porsche 911 of Richard Tuttle, of course, as Paul mentioned. We've got the TR7 V8 of Chris Ingram. We've got the Stratos. Oh, we've got all sorts. 240 RS. It's not a 240 RS, it's a Toyota. Good boy, Toyota. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Few tense moments as we're waiting for Marty and Barney to reach the stop line of the Jordan road surfacing Crychan 1. 10.47 miles this one. They then head across the road for a short, sharp blast. Kevin 1, 2.87 miles. A real short blast before driving down towards Walters Arena, where they will service down there in Walters. Do a stage in Walters Arena as well before they head to Glasfinid and back in here for Crychan 2, Kevin 2 and then back into Walters Arena to round out the day. So we're going to be pretty much bringing you, I think, I would say about 85% of the stages are going to be covered in terms of live footage this week, certainly today. So you'll be happy to hear that, I'm sure, wherever you're watching from. I've heard all sorts of tales of kids having bad reactions to flu jabs and all sorts of things, and a slight cough as they woke up this morning just to be able to get into the woods today. I've also heard a story actually that it's actually in some parts of Wales it's actually a reasonable request for a day off of holiday, having a rally on. I think that's absolutely perfectly. Yeah, absolutely perfect. So I'm sure everybody following the rally in the forests and everybody stage side is going to be meek stopped. Guys, some breaking news. If the trackers are right, Paul, is that a tracker? Is that a tracker or somebody's told you? And Chilman. Oh wow, guys, so some breaking news. Provisionally, Roger Chilman has stopped in the stage and Chris Meek has stopped in the stage as well. That's very provisional news that Chris has stopped in the stage at the moment. Do you know any more? Chris has stopped in there? No? Okay. Marty McCormack then. That will be devastating if that's the case. Chris Meek, Noel O'Sullivan, and Roger Chilman, of course, didn't make it out of SS1 in 2021. Went off on a really notorious bend in 2021 on the opening stage in Kielder. Is it history repeating for our British rally champions, Roger Chilman and Patrick Walsh? We will find out in just a second. But car number 1, 3 times RAC winner, Marty McCormack. Barney alongside Marty, opening stage of an epic week done. You look like you're a little bit out of breath. How was it?
Banzai. It was good fun. But probably too hard a tyre on the rear, you know, it was slippy in there, slippier than expected. Some major slides in there, some major fun, like probably a bit wild for times and stuff, but here, what's not to enjoy in there? Them 2 big hairpins and everybody standing watching and all that there. Like, all I need is a crowd, like, and I'm away.
And there was plenty of them in there, surely.
My God, I've never seen as many people. That is unreal. It's more people than what I would reckon would be at Rally GB. It is unreal in there.
Absolutely. What time in there, Barney?
11:36.
11:36. I will tell you, it sounds like, let me get me mic back. It sounds like Chris and Roger have stopped in there already.
Is that right? Oh, we didn't want that.
No. You want a race, don't you?
Oh, I hear. We know this. We're here for the fun and the crack and to see all the boys get through. Like, and no, I don't like to hear that now.
We'll find out.
Thanks.
Marty McCormack. No, Chris is out. Tracker, it was a tracker glitch. That's fine, that's good news. Okay, that's important. Tracker glitch just goes to show you can't worry about your trackers too much. Chris Meek, Noel O'Sullivan, Chris, stage 1 done. I bet you're glad to get that one out of the way, aren't you?
I tested for 2 full days in Portugal there with the Skoda and I didn't break sweat. So yeah, I stalled in there at a hairpin. And took me 4 or 5 seconds to get the button going, so I'll drop 5, I'd say, mid-stage. Yeah, it was slippery under braking, difficult to judge, but a beautiful stage. So bettered myself in, but a bit disappointed with the stall.
Do you know what? I have to say, that's a proper Chris Meek smile, though.
Yeah, that's good fun. It's good fun.
Well done. Where's Noel gone? Where's Noel? Where's he gone? There he is. Time? 1 second faster, Chris. Currently leading. Yep, he is. Yep. 11:35. 11:35, 11:36 for Marty.
Like I say, I lost 4 or 5. I stalled at a hairpin, so anyway, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Right, so a stall for Chris Meek. Currently quickest, provisional quickest with 11:35 over the opening stage here. Crychan 1. Oliver Solberg in to the finish. There's some big smiles from the first two guys up there, Oliver. Is it the same for you?
Yeah, very difficult. Wow, but some big slides, good fun, but pace notes were way too cautious and I drove way too careful. But it's nice to get going anyway and at least have a clean start. But I think I lost a lot of time.
What time, Elliot? 11:41. Yeah, 35 is quickest.
Okay.
11:41. Thank you, Mark. 11:41 for Oliver Solberg then. So, provisional times then through the opening stage. Crychan 1, 11:35 for Chris Meek, 11:36 for Marty McCormack, and 11:41 for Oliver Solberg. These guys are on organisers' notes, not a chance to make their own. Ocean Price. Ocean, I think probably out of the first 4 people, you know this stage better than anybody. Was it everything you expected?
Yeah, a lot slippier than I expected. I'm not sure what the other guys had said, but really struggled for traction in there. But, you know, co-driver did a great job, driver not so much. But my first stage in 2 years in one of these, so, yeah, I'm kind of glad with how it went. But, yeah, room for improvement, a lot of room for improvement.
Good. It's a long way to go. What time in there, Rodri? 11:33. 33. You are 2 seconds faster than anybody else, mate.
Wow, that's not bad, is it? Huh? 2 years off?
Ocean Price, 11:33. That's your provisional so far. So far, that's your provisional rally leader. Let's not get too far away from the Van Becks. We want to make sure that that works. Right, plenty more people to come though. Oh, there's some fever out here. Jace, does it feel the same in the car for you as well?
Oh, it's absolutely buzzing. You see all the crowds there lining the roads waving. It's yeah, proper rallying. It's good fun and surprising how slippy it was in there. Probably the slippiest I've ever seen Crychan, to be honest. So yeah, first corner surprised me and it took me a bit to get into it then, a few miles, but they were through the first one. It's a long way.
11:35. Joint second quickest with Chris. Fastest is Ocean in there with 11:33.
Yeah, 2 seconds is nothing, is it?
Nothing over 5 days. Let's move down a sec, Bex. Let's just head back down this way a touch if you can move the camera. Excellent, thank you very much. Good stuff. No, you're fine. Right, guys, if you are just joining us for the first time, here at the end of Crychan 1, the opening stage of the 2023 Roger Albert Clark Rally. 11:33 for Ocean Price in there, despite thinking he was very, very cautious on this opening stage of this mammoth event. 11:33, 2 seconds faster than Chris Meek and Jason Pritchard. 11:36 for Marty McCormack and 11:41 for Oliver Solberg. Now, Richard Tuthill and Stefan Prevost. Richard, first non-escort through. Did it suit the Porsche?
Slippy, really slippy. I don't know what the times are.
Yeah.
But what are the times?
11:33 fastest so far.
Oh, well, yeah. No, we've got no grip for some reason. I think maybe wrong tyre choice, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's a couple of question marks over that.
Yeah, no grip, but good fun.
What time is there, Stefan? 11:55. And Stefan, is this your 500th rally start? Congratulations, Stefan Prevost. Keep going, Richard. Well done, Richard Tuthill, Stefan Prevost. 500 rallies. That man alongside him. What an epic adventure to start 500 rallies. That's absolutely unbelievable amount of events behind him. Stefan just, you know, he is the navigator, he is the co-driver. Of course, that with Ocean Price as well in the past couple of years. So big symmetry between Stefan, UK rallying, and some of our competitors as well. So 11.55, not particularly happy then. You could tell the, I don't know, not the colour drain from Richard there with that time. But some 20 seconds off anybody else, just commenting how how behind he was on our leading time. Paul just stepped out the van and his ears pricked up a little bit because he could hear that. That's a Mark II, though. I think that's a Mark II. In as well. Okay. 11.33 then. Ocean Price, your early provisional Stratos running rough. Oh, Ingram hazards on. Oh, that's not what we want, guys. That's not what we want. Hazard lights on for Chris Ingram in that TR. Oh, that's a big shame. Brand new car by David Appleby Engineering. Tested for a couple of days at Sweet Lamb over the last couple of weeks. Now, before we get to speak to Chris to find out what's wrong with that TR, we've got Paul Barrett. We are missing Roger Chilman, as we stated earlier. Don't know what's up with Roger, but that's a big shame for Roger. Paul, good to see you back again. Have you managed to banish the memories of 2021 and get back into the groove already?
I'm trying my best, but I'm driving like an old woman, tell you the truth. But I'll get there.
Yeah, it's not...
I enjoyed it there, and it's good to get settled in. It's good to get over the first stage.
Yeah. It's one rally where you can possibly afford to not start so quickly, isn't it?
Yeah, and Roger was stopped and held me a wee bit, and then we caught the TR7, so, or T8, what do you want to call it?
What time did they go?
11.49.
11.49. Fastest is 11.33 in there for Ocean at the moment.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Okay, well done. Thank you very much. We'll find out. 11.49 for Paul Barrett. We'll find out very quickly. I know Chris probably never good to see hazard lights on, mate. What's up?
Stuck in fourth gear. It was going so well. The car was incredible, but then I changed it into fourth, and then it's just stuck, and I can't find any other gear.
We'll let you
through this next one and fix it.
Okay, mate. We'll let you go. It's only a short one. 2 points. Kefin is the next stage. 2.87 miles. The TR7 V8 stuck in fourth. That's going to be a hard task to get off the start line of the next stage. Stuck in fourth gear. That's really sad to see. Really sad to see, Paul.
Matthew Robinson, Sam Collis looked like to be in a bit of a rush as well. Didn't want to get off to the next bit.
Yeah.
So
I'm sad for Roger not making it out in there as well.
Yeah, really sad for that at that point. I mean, are we early enough on that we could get some time back? He's not going to be in that fight up top, though, is he? It's just so frustrating, isn't it, on this first stage? That's the one thing that's my one kind of, not fear, but concern is these first few stages. Get them under the belts, get the cars reliable, get them into a rhythm, and then we've got a fight on our hands. We can enjoy it. It's that nerves of who's going to make it out, and that's not what we want.
No, not at this stage of the game. And of course, Roger, history repeating for him as well. Kiel de Forest 2021, not making it out of the end of SS1 there either. Seems to be a bit of a nemesis, SS1, for the Roger Albert Clark Rally, for our reigning British historic rally champion. Really sad to see Roger not making it out, and Chris Ingram stuck in fourth gear then, our 2019 European rally champion, stuck in fourth. Really sad to see. Also a note from Paul, sounding like the Stratos is not sounding very nice through the forests at the moment. Equally, that's not what we want to hear. Our Stratos car number 15, so we've got a few cars to go before we get to Seb Perez in the Stratos. We're just about to speak to Ghislaine de Mervius, son, of course, of Gregoire. Johan Jallet in the co-driver's seat. Competing this year in a Ford Escort Mark II. Contested 2019 in a 240 RS. Huge experience from this man. Ghislaine, good morning. Welcome to the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Crychan is a fantastic stage. Was it kind to you?
Yeah, it was quite kind, but I was too kind for her. So, well, a nice start, and just trying to understand how to drive in this stage.
Understand. What time in there, Johan?
12.
Yes.
11:42.
11:42.
No, I think it's 12.
12:42. Okay.
Shame, but it's like this.
A long way to go. Long way to go. 12:42 for Ghislaine de Mervius there in the Mark II. Going to get to understand how that works on these stages. Now we're into some committed people now. Adrian, good morning. Always good to see you, mate.
Thanks, Matt. Good to see you too.
Crychan.
And you back.
Bless you. Cracking stage, that one. How did
Fantastic. First, fantastic stage to open a rally on. Yeah. Unreal. We done a, what was it? 11:58.
11:58. Okay. Just 3 seconds down on Richard Tuthill. 11:33 is the quickest, but long way to go.
Who done 33? Me? Ocean, right? Okay.
There we go. There we go. Something for Adrian to think about. 11:58 for Adrian Hetherington. 11:33 quickest so far. Ben Friend, glorious. Car looks fantastic. Looks really, really good, Ben. How was the opening stage? Tell us about it.
A bit tricky. We had an overshoot. Had to stop and grab reverse and come back again. So dropped a bit, but it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Absolutely. What's the spectators like in there?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, great to see so many people out and about.
What time in there, Cliffy?
52.
11:52? Yeah. Good man, good man. Well done. Yeah, good time. Well done. Keep it going, Ben. 11:52 for Ben Friend. Right. The Stratos. Okay. Just being told that we have SS2 on the screen for you as well. So if you're looking at the live action, that will be from SS2. We're here at the end of SS1. Seb, the engine's off. Is she sounding a little bit rough or all good?
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. It just feels like it's a bit down on power, to be honest.
Yeah, just somebody's just messaged the team and just said it just didn't sound very good going through the stage.
No, it just doesn't feel like it's got the power it had. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on.
Just a short one to go next, though. You maybe get it looked at in between the short one and the one after that.
Yeah, hopefully so. So yeah, we'll have a look and see what the crack is. But yeah,
what time are they, Gary? 11:55. Well, fair play. That's not so bad at all. 33 was the quickest, so that's not bad at all, mate. Actually.
Okay. What's Mr. Tuthill done?
He did a 55 as well.
Okay, right. Well, it's not completely catastrophic now.
Absolutely not. It's a big, big machine to be handling. Of course, our sponsors of the live feed, Amigos. Yeah, it's not sounding very good, even at idle, to be honest. Not quite sounding like the Stratos that we all know and love. Bex, if you want to just walk with me this way, I know it's not easy. Just don't want to get too far away from the van. We'll come down to James Ford. Hang on, James. Don't go anywhere. Sorry, no, never, James. Never. James, good to see you out. Hopefully it was a much better opening stage than the Carlisle was for you.
Yeah, well, we didn't get a maximum, so we're all right. Yeah, we did a 12 dead.
12 dead. Okay. What did Richard do? Richard did an 11:55.
That's all right. Happy with that. That's good.
Yeah. What's the plan? What's your expectations?
Have fun is our expectations. It's the last rally of the year.
Well, you're going to do that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well done. James Ford in the Porsche 911 with Neil Shanks alongside. Oh, okay. Some more news for you that Simon Webster, our 2019 British Rally champions, unfortunately, British Historic Rally champions, stopped in that stage. Cahan McCourt. This is one hell of a rally, Cahan. This is one hell of a car. Did it feel as mighty in that stage?
Aye, look, we didn't go mad in there. We were just trying to get into it. But 11, what? 55.
Okay, same time as Richard Tuthill in there, so that's not bad. 33 is the quickest, but that's a really good start.
No, happy out.
Well done. Good man. 11:55 for Cahan McCourt, and fair play to Cahan. This is his second ever gravel rally in a Mark II Escort. Did the Cambrian rally a few weeks ago for his very first time on gravel in a Mark II. He's only ever driven a Mark II a handful of times anyway, but this is only his second ever gravel rally. 11:55 set there for Cahan McCourt and Liam Moynihan. Okay, I will run down the times for you if you are just joining us for the first time here at the end of the Jordan Road Surfacing. Crychan won the opening stage of the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Ocean Price leads the way by 2 seconds from Chris Meek and Jason Pritchard. So 11:33 for Ocean Price, 11:35 for Chris Meek and Jason Pritchard, 11:36 for Marty McCormick. Then it's 11:41 for Oliver Solberg, 49 for Paul Barrett, and then 52 for Ben Friend. That is your top 6. So news then, if you are just joining us, news from this stage. We have no Roger Chilman and we have Chris Ingram stuck in 4th gear. We have a slightly sick Stratos that we can just hear revving up just down the road, so hopefully they will make that through. And unfortunately Simon Webster seems to be stopped in here. And Roger Chilman. Look guys, you know, it's such a long rally, this one. It's absolutely such a crusade of an event. To be stopped in the opening stage of the rally is not nice at all. Hopefully they can get going again. This man here is contesting his first rally back again after September. It's good to see you back out in the driver's seat. It's certainly good to see James in the co-driver's seat as well. How was the opener for you?
There's no to it, Matt.
No to it?
No. We
Just
caught Fernando in there, so he's held us up a bit. So.
Okay, for long? Did he hold you up?
Not for too long, to be fair.
Good.
Well,
everything you expected Crychan to be?
Yeah, it's nice, Crychan. It's a good stage to start.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, it was good.
What time in there, James?
12:08.
12:08?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, mate. Good stuff. Keep it going.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, Richard. Richard Jordan, James Grattan Smith. They were leading the British Historic Rally Championship charge on the Woodpecker Rally, but unfortunately, monumental accident. Not in that car. It's a new car built by Car Prep. First time back in the driver's seat for Richard Jordan, and first time back in the co-driver's seat for James Grattan Smith as well. Steve's walking back out of the stage, sounding a little bit sick, Steve.
Didn't sound very good. Didn't sound. No, we said the engine sounded poor.
A little bit sick.
I don't know if we've been having problems with the plugs fouling up. Hopefully it's just that, but
we'll see what the guys can do back in service. Well done. Thank you. Steve Perez, sponsor, of course, of our live feed this weekend. Now a legend on the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Multiple event winner. Steve, you know what it takes to be competing at the sharp end in there. It never gets any easier, this rally, does it?
No, and the competition this year is, amazing, isn't it?
It's
sensational. It's really good for the rally, and good for us to be in it.
And you're not often down in Wales either. What did you think of Crychan?
Well, I thought it was quite slippy, but yeah, nice stage, plenty of corners. So yeah, all good.
Good man. What time in there, Cal? 11:43. Fastest in there, Steve, 11:33 for Ocean. They're just on another level, aren't they? Oh, what can you say?
Yeah, what can you say?
What can you say? Steve Bannister, multiple event winner. 13, 07, 06 and 04 for Steve Bannister. A legend of this rally, supported it from the absolute outset over the years, and just goes to show when somebody like Steve Bannister does a 12:43 over a minute down on our leaders, just goes to show the pace out front. If you are just joining us for the first time, welcome to the end of the opening stage of the 2023 Roger Albert Clark Rally. This is a long time coming. The fever in the forest is unbelievable. The fever around South Wales at the moment is unbelievable. The forest are lined with people at the moment. The forest tracks are full of people parked up. The spectator car parks are absolutely round solid. And this is exactly what rallying is all about. And it's Thursday. How cool is that? We get to rally on a school day. It's really good, but I'm going to move out the way so that Bex can have a look at this absolutely delightful Toyota of Gregoire de Mervius. Looks absolutely gorgeous. So many people have got some love for the car. Gregoire, delighted to see you at the end of Crychan. It's a legendary stage of Rally GB have passed. What did you think to it, the first pass?
It's fantastic. The condition, the visibility, the weather is summer.
Yeah, almost. My hands don't feel like that, but good run for you, all good?
Yeah, steady. I mean, we have to understand the pace notes because it's new pace notes for us.
Yes, of course. Difficult. What time in there, Andre? Do you know? 12:40. That's perfect. Keep going. Thank you, Gregoire. Gregoire de Mervis, absolute legend, of course. 1992, a Group N World Rally Champion. Again, we're on to another former event winner, Stefan Stoof with Di Roberts in the co-driver's seat. You have a little bit of local knowledge next to you, Stefan. Has that helped you in Crychan?
Yeah, that helped me a lot. It's really necessary to have somebody like Di next to you because it's not so easy. It's all new again, and yeah, but I have a great help from him.
Good time in there, all good? 12:18. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Stefan. 12:18 for Stefan Stoof. He is our leading Cat 2 car. .12:18 for Stefan. Gareth James now. Daniel Petrie. Gareth, all good?
Hi mate, you right?
Is it all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Real slippy it was.
Okay, I heard you rev in there. I was just hoping the car's all right.
Yeah, car's good, mate. Yeah.
You're just keen, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. It's bloody slippy.
No dramas though?
No, not really. No. We just had a half a spin in there, but yeah.
So yes, then is the answer to that. What time in there, Dan? 12:14. 12:14. Well done. Keep it going. Thank you, Gareth.
Cheers. Thank you.
Gareth James, Daniel Petrie there. 12:14 for the Welsh pairing. Simon Webster's going. Okay, so we might be able to find out what happened to him. Ocean Price leading the way heading into SS2. Hopefully you've been watching the SS2 coverage as well. This is Barry McKenna. James Fulton in the co-driver's seat here. WRC2 co-driver. You've got a bit of experience next to you, Barry. There's a bit of experience from you in the driver's seat as well. But this is the RAC. And anything can blooming happen, can't
Absolutely, yeah. We seen that 4 years ago. Yeah.
A good cut in there, or good?
I was slippy at the start, but like for the most part, it's just hard to gauge yourself, you know. But I think it was not too bad. Like, I don't know.
Good man. What time in there, James? 11:59. Good time if you're in the. Well done. Yeah, that's a good time. Well done, Barry.
Yeah, good man.
Excellent. 11:59. Not bad at all from him when you consider Stefan Stoof, Gareth James, well up over the 12s there. So 11:59 from Barry McKenna and James Fulton in the co-driver's seat. Running a little bit higher on the road than his car number order. But with a time like that, that was the right thing to do. Okay. Car number 25. Daniel, good morning. Good to see you. Was Crychan kind to you?
Very kind. Yeah, no, enjoyed it. Slippy.
Yep.
But enjoyed it.
Good.
Very good stage.
I think the slipperiness has caught out a few in there actually already.
Yeah, there's quite a few off, quite surprisingly. Adam Milner, I saw Adam and Roy parked up there, which is sad to see.
It is.
It looks mechanical, that, to be fair. So fingers crossed for them boys to get back out. But yeah, good stage.
Good man. What time in there, Stephen?
I don't have it yet, no.
Don't know?
No, we're just waiting to go on anyway.
Okay, needs to go. Don't know what. Robbo stopped in SS2. Okay, spin for Ben Friend and Robbo stopped in SS2. Oh, Matt Robinson. Oh my God, what is going on this morning? What is going on? We'll try and update you with everything that's going on in SS1 and SS2. It's all going on here, Rudy.
Going on,
Was it a little bit calmer for you in there?
Nice.
Yeah. It's like I said, if Carlsberg made rally stages,
That would be it.
that's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wow.
it is a hell of a stage.
Oh man, just keeps coming at you, but it flows, and you know, don't get carried away, don't get sucked in.
What
Yeah.
time, guy? 12. Did you have a scone?
Yeah, it's wishing me Auntie Josie away, but yeah, she liked a scone too.
Oh, bless her. Did she? Did you put Marmite on it, or?
No, but I'm willing for anything.
There's a little in-joke there. If you look on it, you probably can't see it. It says cream on first on the bonnet, which is what he's referring to in terms of scones. Okay, Robbo mechanical. Okay. Try and catch a breather and try and bring you up to date with what's been going on. Finally get to our second Cat 2 crew. Sad to see Anna Milner parked up in there. When we're looking at Cat 2 honours, it's pretty much looking at you and Stefan at the moment. How was it for you?
That was a good first stage. Slippy at the start, but really fast and flowing and started dancing about. So yeah, I was buzzing. Yeah, good clean run. That's what I wanted to get through. Yeah.
That must be your first time in these stages down here as well.
Yeah, first time. So relishing the challenge to get my teeth into them.
Good man, well done. Thank you, Mike. What time in there, Sinky?
Did I tell him how many times all?
You don't want to know the times? No problem at all. We'll wait for him to go. 12:11 then, provisionally quicker than Stefan Stoof by 7 seconds though, for his fans watching at home, for everybody up in Scotland. Mike Stewart 12:11, Stefan Stoof is a 12:18. He is the other contender in category 2. So it's a good time for Mike Stewart. Paul Thompson wants to go, that's no problem at all. Right, we will quickly go through what we know so far from the opening stage. Roger Chilman off in this stage. Chris Ingram has a TR7 that's stuck in 4th gear. Matthew Robinson, we understand, is stopped mechanical in SS2. Simon Webster was stopped in this stage but was going again, but still hasn't emerged as yet. A Stratos with a sick engine. Oh my gosh, and we're only 2 stages in. Wow. Roger Albert Clark is delivering once again. It's such a long rally. It's always nasty to hear the implications that can happen with a rally like this. Opening stage blues for many, many crews. Our first, though, 4-wheel drive car of the weekend, this beautiful Sierra Sapphire Cosworth of Kevin Proctor and Jamie Edwards. Not too many 4-wheel drive machines here this year. Had a few glance out in 2021, but delightfully accepted into the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Kevin, good to see you. The car is looking fantastic. The spectators are loving seeing on the stages. Was it just as much fun to drive Crychan?
Yeah, it was brilliant fun, thank you. Yeah, great fun, and 2 good-looking navigator and driver as well, just tops it off.
I have to say that suit is looking remarkably tight. Good, Jamie.
Tight is the word.
Tight is the word. What time in there, Jamie?
What's that?
What time?
We did
12:37. Got it. Well done, thank you, Kevin. Beautiful looking Sierra Sapphire Cosworth. 12:37. 12:37 for Kevin Proctor. Saka Kakad and James Aldridge now. Saka, here he is for his rally of the year. One rally of the year. It's got to be this one.
It does.
It's got to be
Yeah.
this one.
Very excited.
There is no other rally like this.
It's just unreal. There's already a load of people off as well. It's like, jeez.
I know.
Long 5 days.
I know. All good for you though?
Yeah, very rusty. We're definitely knocking a few things off. Not so much James, more me. But yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
very rusty.
What time in there, James?
We did
He doesn't know.
He doesn't. It's okay. We have time.
12:20.
12:20. Good man.
How horrific was that?
11:33 is fastest.
Oh dear.
That's okay. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to go. More breaking news. Wow. Okay. So we think that was Simon Webster. You might not have seen that. Simon Webster's just driven out of the stage. Hopefully it's within his maximum. Having a quick word with Gavin, running up the field. Car number 70 on the doors, but good to see you, mate. How was the opener?
Yeah, really good. Bit of a wrong tyre choice on the front, so I had a bit of understeer in there, but might be a good thing on a rally long like this. You don't really want to attack it as early on as that anyway. So no, it was good. This is the first time I've ever driven the car from the start of this stage. So
really,
not driven it, but I just drove it from Carmarthen to the service park yesterday evening, and then I've driven it here. So that's the first time I've ever driven it. So.
Car looks good. You both look good. What time in there, Karen? 12:40. Good man, keep it going, well done.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Gavin Edwards, Karen Tomlinson, 12:40 in there. It's a good time. Oh, well, good time for first time in the car. So Bex, our camera lady, was just saying to us there that there was some more breaking news that we think Robbo's is a diff problem in SS2. And we think potentially Roger Chilman is still going. We will find that out in a moment. On to Craig Jones now, car number 32. Back to the Cat 1 fight.
Well, we're here, aren't we?
Yeah. We are here, but so are you. It's a bit mammoth, this, isn't it?
What the atmosphere, the crack. This is amazing event, to be fair. Just to be part of it, it's fucking brilliant. Ooh, Matt language.
But I can understand that, you know, just looking at the crowds in there, it's unbelievable.
There's crowds everywhere, there's people on every bend. It's absolutely brilliant to see and great for motorsport.
Good, good. What time in there, Ian?
12:49.
12:49. Okay, good stuff. Keep it going. Well done. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Craig Jones, Ian Taylor. Big off at Rally North Wales earlier this year. Huge effort to rebuild that rally car. In time for the Roger Albert Clark this year. Managed to get it out on the Carlisle stages a few weeks ago, just as a bit of a shakedown for this. They are in the Category 2 fight, which is, when I talk about Category 2, I mean cars that are 1968 to 1975. So we categorise historic machinery. Category 1 is the oldest car. So Cat 1 cars are all the cars that you will see in that front-running field, the field that come first on the road here at the Roger Albert Clark. They're Cat 1. There's a few open cars in there as well, but they're predominantly Cat 1s. And then Cat 2 is almost like the second oldest car that you'll find on the rally. They're 1968 to 1975. Cat 3 you'll find are the front-running machines, so they are the ones that are predominantly leading the rally, so they are 1975 to 1981, but you also find some FIA cars in with that as well. So they are built and maintained to FIA historic spec. They are pretty evenly matched, an FIA car to a Cat 3 car, so you'll find that the FIA cars and the Cat 3 cars are fairly similar on performance. And then if you look at Category K, that's what I was talking about, that's what we call the FIA cars. Then we have open, and we have Cat 4 as well, which is what the Sierra is, all the four-wheel drive and the later historic machinery. So if you think of Cat 1 as the oldest, Cat 4 as the newest, in terms of historic rally car, you won't be far wrong. So when I talk about Cat 2, they just categorise them slightly different. And of course they're then broken up into classes as well. Everybody gets the chance of competing against their own class battles. Now, David Hutchinson, last time he did this rally, it was in a Toyota GT. I can't open your door. I can't open your door, David. I can't open your door. Your door's stuck. How was that?
New car, finished it yesterday. I don't know what gear I was in most of the time there, because it's this dog leg first. Last time I was in a sequential, I don't know, I'm just sort of moving it around, and if it sounds right, we're in gear. So, yeah, just got to get used to everything.
Happy enough?
Sorry?
Happy enough?
Yeah, dream car, dream stage. You can't get better than that, can you?
No, you can't. David Hutchinson in the Ford Escort Mark II. Movember is here. We've seen Chris Ingram sporting the Pondy Tash.
I reckon he needs to give me that TR. Not that I could drive it.
You wouldn't want it right now. Let me tell you, you're in a better place than he is.
Oh, why?
Stuck in fourth.
Oh, okay.
No such problems for you, though, Baz.
No, happy with that. That's a good post-op workout. That is. That's a good bit of physio. So.
Happy enough?
Yeah. No, we're fine. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that stage. It's a nice stage, innit? I like that stage. It's got a bit of everything. So yeah, no, and you know, get the first one under his belt. Remember what to do.
Good man. Time in there, John?
12:37.
12:37.
12:37.
We won't break no records, but
That's a long way to go.
all right, mate.
How many times are we going to say long way to go this weekend? Too many, too many. 12:37 for Barry Stevenson Wheeler. Baz Jordan. Baz, it's got to be pretty nice to be contesting the first stage of the Roger Albert Clark Rally and sponsoring it as well. That must be a good feeling for you.
Yeah, but it works a nice stage to us. We've been down the bottom of the ditch already.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, but we're all right. We're all right.
How did that happen?
Just weren't listening, were I? No, but no, it's good, good. No, I'm pleased. I'm pleased. Just a slow start, very, very slippy.
Yeah.
Very slippy, so...
A lot of the guys, the front runners seem, you know, okay with that, but as you've gone down the field, I don't know whether it's getting slipperier or maybe it's tricky.
It seems to be polishing up on the stone.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So...
what time in there, Arwell? How much have we lost?
12:35.
12:35?
Yeah.
We haven't lost too much. That's not too bad at all.
What did Wheeler do?
Wheeler did 12:37.
Well, that's all right then.
Good man, keep it going. Well done, Barry. Barry, Jordan Road Surfacing then sponsoring this stage here today. Fair play to him. Now, quick chat to Vivian Hamill. Good morning, Vivian. Welcome to the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Is that everything you thought it would be?
Aye, it was slippy now. It was a bit of a bops in my fire. That was our first run in the BDA and the first time at the RAC. So, aye, it was tricky in there, but a clean enough run.
There's been some world champions off in that stage in the past, though, so to come out of the other end of that, it can't be a bad thing.
Aye, with a good steady run, so here, it's always good to get the first one done in a rally like this.
Good man. What time in there?
21, 12:21.
12:21. Reasonable time as well. Well done, Vivian. Good man. 12:21 for Vivian Hamill. Andrew Grennan there. Chilman stopped again, so it sounds like it's mechanical for Roger Chilman. If you are just joining us for the first time, Ocean Price led after SS1. I'm sure we can bring you the updated times a little bit later on. Keith McIver. Good morning, Keith.
How you going?
How was Crychan for you? All good?
Oh, lovely, lovely. A bit slippy, but we had an overshoot and lost probably 10 seconds, I would say. So there's a square or a 2 rate or a 1 rate or something. We went straight on. Thankfully, got reversed out and stalled, but what odds?
Enough to focus the mind for the rest of the day.
Very much so.
Yeah, I don't blame you. What time in there, David? 12:48. 12:48. Yep. Good man, well done. Thank you very much, Keith McIver, David Burns. No Carl Tilley if you're looking on your results at the moment. No Carl Tilley. Thank you, Bex. No Carl Tilley withdrew before the rally. That's after SS2. Ocean Price still leads the way. I can't quite... Oh, you're fighter. Ocean Price leads the way by point... That's not... We're not doing points. By 1 second. Ocean Price leads by 1 second from Chris Meek. Marty McCormack is in 3rd. Oliver Solberg is in 4th. Jason Pritchard is 5th. Paul Barrett 6th. And Richard Tuthill 7th. Seb Perez 8th. Kahan McCourt 9th. Ben Friend 10th. The gap from 1st to 10th, 34 seconds. This is after SS2, just a short one SS2, 2 miles. We've lost Matt Robinson in that one, and we've lost Roger Chilman in this one if you are just joining us for the first time. Adrian Hetherington just outside of the top 10. But that's the news then from SS2. Just 1 second splits Ocean Price and Chris Meek after 2 stages. I think it's going to be very much like this whole weekend. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Hopefully you're enjoying the footage from the next stage. You're watching some in-stage footage from SS2. Chilman is engine. Ooh, okay, okay. Robert Woodside now in the Porsche. Good to see you, Robert. How did you find Crychan?
Delighted to be back. That's some stage, nice, fast flowing. Baptism of fire. Like I drove this 3 kilometres down a farm lane the other night, so what it's going to do in 5th gear was all new to me there, so it was a bit learned.
I've got in my notes you haven't done a rally since 2019.
At best, yeah, maybe even longer. Had to dust the soot off anyway, so.
But what time in there, Dean?
We did 12. Sorry,
It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry. That's all right. Well done. Keep it going, Robert. Thank you very much. Robert Woodside there. He's done the RAC. Hasn't done the RAC before. This is his first. He said it's good to be back, but hasn't done the RAC before, according to my notes. Did the BRC, British Rally Championship, 98-99 in an Evo, then went into S2000 spec stuff. Driven Pumas, WRCs. I've got last event 2019, perhaps his memory or his. He's done some others that I haven't seen. Quick chat to Rob Barrett now. Rob, good to see you. End of the first. Bex, you've got to come around here. Actually, I'm not even going to ask you. Look at those. Look at those.
While we're doing a rally.
I mean, that is just sensational. That's the. I open the door. That's the first thing I see. To be fair, they are some pretty impressive driving shoes. Good stage though.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. First stage in 10 years. Not been in the car. Wow. In 5 years, and then I only drove it to a wedding. So it has been. Words can't describe it.
Former BRC Stars of the Future man as well.
Well, we had a go a long time ago. Yeah.
What time in there, Andy?
Yeah. 20 years since he's been in that seat as well.
We'll put you down for a 12 something.
12:55-ish.
Good man, keep it going. He didn't know either. He didn't know either. Okay, Ben Jemison then in the Chevette. Ben, good to see you. Nice to see the Chevette on the RAC. This is its spiritual home, I think, really.
Yeah, I would have said so. Yeah.
All that's missing is a Tony Pond tash, I reckon.
Yeah, it's not my scene. I've tried for the last couple of months, and it's not going to happen now.
Good time through that one, though.
Yeah, I was happy with that. As far as the start of a long event goes, that was banging.
Yeah,
well, I think.
Slightly different approach, though, yeah.
No, that was the same approach.
Okay.
Genuinely, it just. I don't know. I just try and drive how I normally drive, and then we're not doing anything different.
Do we know what time we did in there?
12:57.
12:57. Keep it going. Well done. Thank you, Ben. 12:57 for Ben Jemison. 11:33, the benchmark from Austin Price. Unlikely to get beaten now. Mr. James, it's not raining. We're in Wales. It's the proper home of the RAC, I think you could argue. How was it for you? All good?
Yeah, it was great. It's a bit slippy in there, but yeah, it was really enjoyable. Nice to get the first stage out the way.
Yeah. Spectators all, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's fantastic, to be honest, to see them all out there cheering us on, so it's great, yeah.
Good man. Keep it going. Well done. Thank you. Have a quick chat with Ian Evans then. Good morning, Mr. E. Good to see you again.
How are you doing, all right?
Car's looking good, still. Yeah. I was saying at Scrutineering, actually, ex-Reece Yates car, this one.
It is, yes.
And did it treat you well in Crychan?
It did, very good.
Good?
Yeah, it was all good.
Yeah, no dramas in there?
No dramas, just a bit rusty, but yes. Trying to pick our feet up.
You're probably the first in the last 30 cars that have not commented on how slippery it was. So did you find it okay?
It was very slippery, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You just neglected to say that bit. No, fair enough. No, I like that. Do we know what time we did in there? 12:10. 12:10. Good time. Well done. Thank you very much. 12:10 then for Ian Evans. Did he? An issue with what happened to Steve? Oh, okay. Slight car issue for... this is Ben, no? Or is it Steve in the driver's seat? What car number are we at? Car 48. Oh, where is Steve's? No, it's Ben. It is Ben. We've got to come back a bit. Ben, can you just roll down a bit? We've walked ourselves up a bit, haven't we? We've walked ourselves out of signal a touch, Ben, so good to see you. Bex was just reminding me you had a bit of a problem last night. All sorted?
Yeah, no, all fine. It just took a little bit longer than expected to fire up, so yeah.
Well, we all get that, don't we? All good through the first stage, then?
Yeah, brilliant. Really slippy in places and a really good stage, that, so
good.
Great way to get into it.
What's your expectation? First time doing the whole event?
Yeah, first time on the RAC. We've done this stage once or twice before, but actually never done the RAC, so the aim is to get to Monday night.
Of course.
So,
everything you expected?
Yeah, brilliant. Great to see everyone out last night as well. It was really good.
What time you did in there, Steve? Well done. Keep it going. Good to see you guys. Ben Smith, Stephen Smith in the Ford Escort Mark 1. Getting now into the Category 2 cars, as I mentioned earlier. Next up, Andrew Stokes. Johnny Tad Evans. Other side. Okay, I will. Is that better? There we go. This is live. No, we do want to speak to you, Andy.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First stage down of the Roger Albert Clark Rally. We know it's a huge way to go, but was that a nice start?
It's the best start.
Is it a good stage?
Good start, lovely. Really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice one to get stuck into, isn't it?
Yeah, let's get to the finish as well, though. Long day, long way.
What time in there, Johnny? Delightful, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
He said, is that any good? Is that any good? We just want to make them think it's very good. 12.55 for Andrew Stokes, Cat 2 as well. Was in line for a British Historic Rally Championship Category 2 honours, but that went another way, so didn't quite get that championship this year. Just a bit of a natural break for you. Just looking at the times there for SS2 before crews head to Walters Arena. Ocean Price leads the way, set fastest time through here by 2 seconds this morning, but has taken or dropped 1 second in the 2 miler just behind us to lead. Then Ocean Price leads the way by 1 second from Chris Meek, with Marty McCormack in third and Oliver Solberg in fourth. That's how it stands after SS2. Housekeeping. Where are the live results? Okay, live results, housekeeping. Okay, live results, entry lists, all that kind of thing. If you go to the Roger Albert Clark Rally Facebook page, there is a pinned post, and that gives you some very useful links. That will take you to the live tracking, that will take you to the live results, and there you will be able to see who's doing what as it happens. If you actually even look at the itinerary that I posted this morning, a couple of hours ago, about 7 a.m, if you look at that itinerary, there was a link to the live results there as well. There's loads of links we've shared about all over the place about the timing and the spammers. Okay, yeah, look, the only official live feeds this weekend, guys, are run by the Roger Albert Clark Rally Facebook page and the Special Stage YouTube channel. There are no other live feeds that could be construed as being the events or any other live coverage. There are still some spurious links being posted all over the place. Please do not click on anything else that isn't from the Roger Albert Clark Rally and isn't on Special Stage YouTube channel. Or indeed, you could go to Motorsport TV, Motorsport UK TV. That also carries our footage as well, but that's simply linked from the Special Stage coverage. So. Good to see the Squires. You can't get away that easily, Mr. S. Was she a good run through the opener?
Perfect way to start this rally.
It's a classic, isn't it?
So all you kids out there, this is what you need to be doing.
and the youngsters still going. He had a whale of a time through here.
Yeah, everybody, a few cars parked up unfortunately for them, but hopefully they'll be fixed and going.
Yeah, clean run for you?
Yeah, lovely, yeah.
Good man, keep it going. Thank you very much. Squires Brothers, of course, Rally and Competition Equipment, one of the event sponsors as well. Huge shout out to Pirelli, Sherwood Engines, Amigos Tequila Beer, and of course Rally and Competition Equipment, who are our event sponsors and let us have this fantastic live coverage that we have throughout the next 5 days. It's going to be pretty impressive. So that was the Squires Brothers. Did anybody drive past? We're just missing Lee Armstrong potentially. No? Did you see anybody drive past Bex while we were speaking? Okay. Let's see who this one is. Yeah, we will be leaving shortly. We'll be heading down. We'll probably go to probably car 64. It's probably when we will leave here. 64 is where we will leave. And then we'll head to Walters Arena. And we will be at the stage end of Walters Arena for you. But there will also be some live in-stage coverage with Phil Bramall back in this part of the region later on this afternoon. So you'll be able to enjoy literally everybody on the live feed. Everybody will get featured at least once today. And that's a hard task with 153 cars. But we'll do our our very best for you. Okay, quick chat with Eddie O'Donnell and Cammy Fair. All the way from Mull, it's a very, very different prospect to the Mull Rally a few months ago, isn't it, Eddie?
It certainly is, aye. It was a nice wee stage in there, nice and slippy. Car ran well, it's the first time I've had it out, so been a long time since I've been in Wales.
Yeah, is that the first time you've done Crychan, do you think? Or?
I can't remember if we've done it in Swansea Bay. It was 2002, so
Yeah, crikey, mate.
a long, long time ago.
Enjoyed it though?
Brilliant, aye. A lot of people out there, it's good. A lot of cheering on.
Good man, keep it going. Well done. Eddie O'Donnell and Cameron Fair, European Rally champion in the co-driver's seat there. The beautiful, beautiful Ascona 400 of Theo Brengry and Les Fallsbrook. Theo, great to see you, great to see the car back out. There's a lot of love out there on social media for the car. Was it a clean run through you?
Yeah, no problem. We haven't done an event since this rally 2 years ago, so it's a bit of a wake-up call, but no, we enjoyed it, thank you.
Good man. Well done. Thank you very much. Theo Brengry, Les Fallsbrook, glorious Ascona 400. Delighted with the mix of cars this year. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, there's a lot of escorts, but we have a great, great mix as well. Right, Tony Thompson. Tony, good to see you. A nice little wave. That's a positive start. At least you know you've come off the stage happy.
Oh, that's fantastic, yeah. First one out the way. Don't feel sick anymore now.
Was there a bit of nerves?
Always.
Yeah,
always.
But that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. If you didn't get nervous, you wouldn't know you were going to try hard, would you?
Well, exactly. The adrenaline does help along.
But no, it's great. Really enjoyed that.
Good. Well done. Keep it going.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Tony and Matt Thompson in that RS 1800. Crews now our front-running crews heading towards Walters Arena. That is our base for today. That's where we have 2 stages. And the event service area is pretty much based out of Walters for the day. We return back there tomorrow actually to start the leg, but we'll be heading up more towards Mid Wales, Sweet Lamb, Haffron, My Heron tomorrow. All the stages that I'm sure many of you are familiar with will be heading into tomorrow's itinerary before we then make the mammoth trip up the M6 to Carlisle, where we head into southern Scotland, northern Kielder, and then finishing off our rally on Monday in Kielder. And as Paul mentioned before, 33 miles consists of the final stage of the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Hopefully, all being well, we will be there as well to bring you who has taken victory for the 2023 RAC. But look, there's a long way to go before we get to Monday. Of course, 38 miles today. Longest leg is on Sunday with 88 miles. But we're doing, reasonable mileage today in 38. Tomorrow we do 2 national, effectively, forest rallies in 74 miles. Then we do 72 miles in southern Scotland, 88 miles in northern Kielder, and 76 miles in Kielder itself. So plenty of things, plenty of miles to get stuck into, get your teeth stuck into. Okay, just waiting for Rob Dennis and Andy Boswell. Although, pardon me, this is Mark Holmes and John Connor. Actually, we're missing Rob Dennis. That would be a shame. Stage has claimed a lot of people already, unfortunately. We know Roger Showman is off here. 6 Stratos, although he has made it into SS2, we understand. Matthew Robinson retired in SS2 already. Claims some of the best. Mark, good to see you. Was Crychan good to you?
Yeah, it's brilliant that. I got about 1.5 miles into it, I started getting to the swing of it, so really flowing that.
Doesn't take long. I guess occasionally you've got to sort of pinch yourself and realise that there's quite a bit to go yet, so don't try too hard, I guess.
I was just a bit mamby on some of the bends in there. I just want to get around.
Good man.
Yeah,
Keep it going.
good day.
Well done. Thank you very much. Mark Holmes, John Connor in the co-driver's seat of that one. Next up, car 57, Dave and Jamie Forrest. Good to see these crews. Dave, good to see you, mate. It's been a long year, but nothing compares to this, does it?
No, it has been a long year, but it's been a good year as well, so we're all happy.
Good.
Slippy in there, but
we're here, aren't we? And keep going.
It's a beautiful stage, though, isn't it?
Beautiful. Really good save. Really good.
Good man. Well done.
All right, all the best.
Dave and Jamie Forrest. Now, there's a little bit of experience in this co-driver's seat here. In the co-driver's seat of this one, we have John Millington, and he is actually a two-time event winner. And not only is he a two-time event winner, but he's a two-time event winner with two different people. One in, actually, no, three-time event winner. Unless Gwyndaf, yes, I think Gwyndaf has in both years. So I think he won in 2011 and 2009 with Gwyndaf Evans, and then in 2008 with Malcolm Wilson. Yeah. Mike, good to see you at the end of the opening stage. There's a few that haven't had that luxury already, so...
I think it was 5 stopped.
Yeah.
One of them being Roy Jarvis and Adam Milner.
It is. Such a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very, very much so.
But clean run for you?
Yeah, no problem, very slippery. Kept it neat, tidy, trying to... It's a long way.
Always helpful to have a multiple former event winner next to you as well.
What was that?
I don't know. I think it's that rally bag.
He didn't tell me about that.
And that's a lie. He tells everybody that. John Millington in the co-driver's seat. Okay, car number 59 then, Neil James, Kevin Jones. Absolute fever here this morning. If you didn't join us, you missed a treat. Our opening cruise coming through the end of SS1, the surprise, the fever that we had. Very, very interesting to see who would set the benchmark this morning. That honour went to Ocean Price, though. He has the early lead heading into Walters Arena, but still just SS1 complete. It's a tricky little stage, that one, and it's not so little, actually, is it?
No, it's a long stage. It's very, how can I say, there's a lot of tight bends, a lot of fast stuff, like, you know, it's really, really slippery this morning. But we got a bit of a misfire at the moment, so we're going to have a look now. The plug leaders are coming off.
You go, Mr. James. Neil James there. Not going to hold him up. Beauty of this event, actually, is the fact that there is a controlled management structure. So pretty much after every stage, I don't think it is after everyone, but pretty much after every stage, there's the opportunity to service. Mike Simpson, good morning, Mike.
Morning.
Was that a good stage for you, Cricket?
Yeah, no, it was a good stage. We took a bit steady, but just finding the grip and that, a bit slippy in there places, but no, nice stage, really lovely stage.
It's understandable. You've got...
long way to go.
Yeah, you've got to pick your way through this one.
Yeah. No, felt into it. We're feeling good. Car's going all right, so...
good man.
We'll see how we go on.
Keep it going. Well done. Thank you. Now, we've only seen one four-wheel drive so far today, and we have the joy of seeing this absolutely glorious Subaru Legacy. Harking back to the iconic Rothmans colours that I think many of us are familiar with. From the early 90s, of course, we saw the likes of McRae piloting one of these famously throughout the British Rally Championship. And now this faithful recreation is tackling the Roger Albert Clark Rally. It does invoke a lot of memories for so many people. And it's great to see Darren in the Subaru. We love our Escorts, don't get us wrong, but it's delightful to see this machinery out here. Is it just as much fun behind the wheel?
Yeah, it was class. I really enjoyed that. Good stage, good car as well. Enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Working well?
Say again.
Is it working well?
Yeah, I can't fault it. There's a few funny smells, but I think just things getting warm. But no, pretty good. Yeah.
Is it? It's not your first rally in the car, is it?
Yeah, drove it this morning for the first time. Well, last night ceremonial start.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But well, let's get it to the end. There's a lot of people with a lot of love for the car out there. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll just get through it then, have some fun.
Good man. Well done. Thank you very much, Darren Martin, Peter Johnson in that Legacy. Here we go then. We have Chris Harris and Brynmore Pierce in the Porsche 911. Chris from Top Gear fame, of course. Many of you largely familiar with Chris and his work through collecting cars as well. Brynmore Pierce in the co-driver's seat. Has tackled this rally before, of course. Finished 52nd overall in 2021. Not behind the wheel of a Porsche last time out. What's the biggest change that you're finding throughout the first stage from the Escort to this one?
Years ago we tested, this time we haven't, so that was my test then.
Really?
Yeah, so at very low speed the car doesn't want to turn, so I need to use the bar a bit. But I think the Porsche traction on those slippery stages is really helpful.
Yeah.
You know, I can just get up a gear, leave it, use the torque. You've got torque and traction. In the Escort, I just did a lot of unnecessary gear changing and spinning up of wheels. So, and it sounds nice. I know BD sounds nice, but I've got a Vauxhall in mind. This sounds nice. It sounds more expensive.
And I think those 15-inch wheels probably help as well. Just gets everything going a little bit quicker.
So let's just see. I mean, I have to say, today we're not even looking at the times. We're just going to wobble along. But what a privilege to drive that stage today. It's amazing.
It is world class.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Thank you. Chris Harris. Brimwell Pierce in the Porsche 911. Actually, I don't think that's on 15s. Actually, me saying, oh, the 15s will help. I don't think that looks like they're on 15s. But nevertheless, that's Chris Harris. Right, guys, I think that is enough from me here at the end of SS1 Crychan. I can bring you up to date that Ocean Price takes the early lead heading back into Walters. I'm going to bring Paul Woodford back in for our closing gambit. That was a bit of a surprise, but it wasn't at the same time. I just thought everybody would want to get through this and at least get to maybe the second half of the day before having a bit of a push. But this stage has already claimed, like so many people.
We wanted some early drama, and we got it. Not the kind of drama that I was hoping for as you. I mean, Roger Chilman is slowly trying to limp his way from junction to junction. They want to get that car running again. It sounds like it's the engine. We are hearing reports of diff though, so not great for the fight. Chris Ingram's still stuck in fourth gear, and it looked like it was something inside the gearbox as opposed to a more simple job, which could not bode well. Stratos not running that well, was it? Seb saying that, he actually said to me, it was underwhelming in there, which must mean it's down on power because it shouldn't be underwhelming. Yeah. You could hear it. It was misfiring. He had to clear its throat, didn't he? So no, a bit of a dramatic and I'm not going to say disappointing because the action on that footage has been absolutely... Well, you've been stuck out here. I've been watching from the drone shots in stage 2, and Kevin, oh my goodness. The drone shots combined with this long shot that we've got in there is just glorious. Wow. Sweeping rally cars through classic Welsh stages, and you know, from above you can get a scale and get a perspective of just what it looks like out there. And you know, we have got that drama up front, but the class battles are raging already.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, looking at Category 2, I always refer to Category 2 because I always think that's a really interesting benchmark on how it's going.
It's super competitive as well.
It is ultra competitive, and there are always a nice bunch of guys. The Mark 1 Escort is always fairly level as well in Cat 2. At 7 seconds between the front runners in Cat 2 as well. And we're heading into Walters Arena, 2 stages down. There's just 1 second between first and second at the moment. I mean, are we going to...
Twice a Mark 1 Escort has won this event overall. Stefan Stoof and, of course, Mark Higgins.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, is this going to be the benchmark for the rest of the rally? Can we see, are we going to be swapping 1 second, or are we going to be heading into like 2021 when there was 30 seconds, 1 minute differences, you know, heading into leg 2, leg 3? It's going to be really interesting to see how the rest of the day pans out.
Right, you're going to Walters. I'm going to finish up here. We're going to get a few more of the cars through with this wonderful footage through stage 2, with mixing in with a bit of stage 1, and then we'll be getting ready for the Rally Report show this evening at 8 o'clock while Phil goes live in the middle part of the day, and then you swap over with some live stage times and reaction.
I'm going to go right now as well because we're a little bit late. So I'm going to leave you wrap up. I'm going to head to Walters. Thanks for everything. We'll catch you later. Thank you, mate.
Matt Cotton, Bex Hinton. We will see you shortly as our coverage of the 2023 Roger Albert Clark Rally continues. Well done to Matt for pulling out, extracting some of the reaction from the stage. I'm going to make my way back into the special stage studio here by the side of the stage finish and just get a grip on where we are. Wow, as we were discussing there, an incredible opening stage. Unbelievable that we're just 1 stage in. Those drone shots are something else, aren't they? There's something about an Opel Ascona, which you just saw. First stage there, didn't you? Something about an Opel Ascona. On a classic Welsh rally stage, isn't there? Glorious. That Subaru legacy as well, the Rothmans liveried, almost Rothmans liveried legacy of Darren Martin, mixing things up, and pretty spine-tingling to see these cars out doing battle. No one would disagree. We've got a Mitsubishi Starion coming up. We've got more Porsche 911s. Got an Alfa Romeo Giulietta coming up. More Talbot Sunbeam Lotus. We've got those Safari rally cars to look forward to. Really looking forward to seeing those through the stage. They're heavy beasts. They're built for surviving a safari. And they're interesting to boot. First one of the safari cars, Porsche. Then we go to the TR7 V8 and the Datsun 240Z, and we'll be putting some features in the Rally Report show as well. Just giving you a flavour of these cars and the drivers and characters that have, you know, downing tools after 9 safari rallies to do the Roger Albert Clark rally. In fact, Nick Mason described the big one, the 33-mile Pundershaw stage on Monday, as a warm-up in safari rally terms, but he said that compared to the type of stages they will do in that heavy Datsun 240Z, it will be a real challenge for the car and a very different approach. So Matt and I discussed earlier that, you know, the playing field is very much level here. It doesn't matter if you're a World Rally Championship driver, current or former, whether you've won big rallies before, whether you've won 3 Roger Albert Clark rallies. Everybody, as you've seen, an equal crack of the whip here. One stage in, 32 to go. Over 350 miles in total over 5 days through Wales, Scotland and England in that order. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, there'd be no point in Matt, Phil and myself being out here if we weren't entertaining you wherever you are, at home, at work, at college. If you are, fully approve of all of that. And if you're here at the event, watching in the service area, or you're spectating, what an adventure you are on with us over the next 5 days. Hello to Stephen Palmer, enjoying himself, getting ready to leave for My Heron a bit later on. AWS on YouTube. Matt Cotton now heading to Walters Arena. You can catch up with him shortly. All of the live programs are detailed on the Roger Albert Clark Facebook page. Something like 29 programs altogether. Dave, commentator on YouTube, says, play Duel by Propaganda for the full RAC experience. Look, leave the chills to us and just tune in at 8 o'clock this evening for the Rally Report program. That is all I will say. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Hans Svedberg in Sweden, enjoying the coverage. Hello to you. Tell us where you're watching from. We do like to know. Gothic Pagan says, if the shift lights go out, change down. Yeah, in some cases, the shift light doesn't even get a chance to get into action, does it? Absolutely devastated for Roger Chilman and Patrick Walsh, our newly crowned British historic rally champions, coming here with so much promise. The crew in that car that you see on the screen now know their way around rallies like these, stages like these. Mike Reed, a fully enrolled member of the Yorkshire Rally Mafia. We haven't caught up with him yet, but we did speak to his co-driver, John Millington, who has, wow, done some epic rallies over the years. And his career and his CV is one of the longest on the RAC this year. Mike Reed, John Millington, car 58 in the Reed Group Mark II. Legends of the sport, and not here to make up the numbers. John Millington was saying that this feels very much like we've had our World Rally Championship round replaced. Dean Cullen why are we not talking about Roger Mustoe? It's not showing as leading on my results. To give you a bit of a rundown of the Open Rally, if that's what you were looking for. Neil Weaver, Jack Morton, of course, former winners of the Open Rally in the course of Super 1600, lead the way at the moment. They've got a 49-second lead as well from Brian Jardine and Declan Campbell in the Mark 1 Escort RS 1600. Roger Mustoe, Andrew Hebron are actually 13th in that little VW Polo, the ex-Challenge car in the overall Open Rally, and in J2 I believe they are 3rd overall in J2 at the minute. So that's Roger Mustoe for you. There you go. Your wish is my command. There's your update, but he's definitely not leading, I'm afraid. Just heading up to give you a rundown of the overall leaderboard as it currently stands. After 2 stages, we've had Crychan and Kevin, and we've got Ocean Price and Rodri Evans in the lead by just a second from WRC star Chris Meek. Noel O'Sullivan alongside 2 Mark II Escorts being driven absolutely flat out. Chris Meek, Noel O'Sullivan definitely in a competition for the best retro race suits this weekend, along with Ocean Price and Rodri Evans. Fantastic team wear on this year's Roger Albert Clark Rally. People really going all out. But at the moment, the battle very much on the stages. Marty McCormack, Barney Mitchell, after 2 stages, are in 3rd place. 3-time winners of this event there. 5 seconds back from the lead, 4 seconds off that car ahead. Chris Meek and Noel O'Sullivan in the Castrol Mark II. They won't be disappointed with that as a start, and they can manage things from there. We are 2 stages into 33 overall. So let's not worry too much about a few seconds here and there after those 2 stages. 38.5 miles this first day of the 350 total. Oliver Solberg, Elliot Edmondson make a great start, just 2 seconds behind McCormack in 4th place. Very much in the hunt, as is multiple 2-time British Historic Rally champion Jason Pritchard with Phil Clark alongside. They've been here before, though, as has Ocean Price. They've done the hard yards, and they've been there in the final gasp. And they know what disappointment feels like, as does Marty McCormack. He said yesterday in the pre-rally forum, if you were watching that, everybody talks about the 3 times I've won this event, but nobody talks about the times that I had to go home early and put the car on a trailer because either we crashed or the car let us down. It is grueling. It is the biggest challenge in British rallying, perhaps even getting on for the biggest challenge in international rallying as well. I can't think of anything more epic than what we are experiencing so far from the start, with thousands of people lining the ceremonial start in Carmarthen Town Centre last night to this dramatic first stage through Crychan, and now the second stage with those incredible views of Kevin. Just wonderful stages that have featured so many big battles over the years at all levels of our sport. I mean, you just have to look at the previous winners of this rally, don't you? First winner in 2004, not forgetting that the Roger Albert Clark Rally celebrates its 20-year anniversary next year. By the way, there's a very good book out now that you can order on the Roger Albert Clark Rally website, written by Paul Lawrence, who knows his RAC rallying, let's just say that. Well worth getting one of those for the rally fan in your life for a stocking filler. Stig Blomqvist then, 1982 World Rally Champion, took victory here on the RAC Rally in 2004. It was Mark Higgins after that, 2005, the first of 2 Mark I Escorts to have made the top cut here in the Roger Albert Clark. Jimmy McRae, these names just keep on coming. In 2006, Steve Bannister, 2007, talking of the Yorkshire Rally Mafia. Then it was Malcolm Wilson. In 2008, John Millington, who I just mentioned, who then jumped in with Gwyndaf Evans to win the rally the year after. Clearly, that experience paying off. Will it pay off this year for Mike Reed? We'll see. Stefan Stu, Fioris Era, the second of the Mark I Escorts ever to take victory on the Roger Albert Clark, were in 2010. Then Gwyndaf came back for another go with John Millington in 2011. Martin McCormack got the first of his wins. Phil Clark alongside in those days in 2012. 10 years ago, Bannerman was back. Steve Bannister, Kevin Ray. in 2014. Matthew Robinson, Sam Collins, who've had problems so far today, but they are very much back, and we hope to see them in the mix this week. Were winners on the RAC 2017 and 2019. We were at the 2-year gaps by that stage. Martin McCormack, Barney Mitchell took 2 and 3. 3-time winners, but it was Ryan Champion and Craig Thorley after that dramatic day on the final day of the event last time out in 2021 in the Porsche, with an intelligent and very, very different approach to the rest of the competitors, taking victory at the end of what had been a very remarkable, well, it ended up being 3 days, didn't it, with all the weather changes. Now that's before we even get to the Open Rally, some big names on that roster as well. We did have a gap in the stage there. The tracker just showing the cars stopped in the stage, but we seem to be back underway now, don't we? So to remind you, oh, look at that. Absolutely flat out there through the stage. David Pedley, Paul Stringer alongside in the RS 1800, both from Rochdale. Paul Stringer was a co-driver in the F1000 Championship in my early days of rallying. It was a long way from the Junior Championship to this amazing, grueling rally, the longest of any rally for over 30 years. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the RAC Rally. Hello to Darren Wandless, who's watching the coverage. Used to work with Darren at MSV. And hello to you if you're watching. Steve Johnson is tuned in. A lot of people taking time off work. Well, I tell you what, Steve Johnson will be almost grateful that he's recovering from a recent hospital visit. We obviously wish you well, Steve, but at least you've got the time off work to be able to watch the RAC Rally. Malcolm Paul Higgins has officially gone square-eyed, enjoying watching the coverage and appreciating what Matt and I were talking about the small number of people who, well, ruined, didn't they, the chance for South Yorkshire to experience something like this. That rally cancelled recently, the South Yorkshire stages. Last night in Carmarthen, there must have been 5,000 plus people watching in the town centre. Cars at walking pace, I have to add, having to carve their way through the spectators, and it was just incredible scenes. The picture I put up told a bit of a story, and you guys enjoyed that. I put that on Facebook and Twitter last night, and wow, what a way to start this epic adventure. Ocean Price then will be pretty pleased with his start to the day. Alan Horn, Ryan Griffiths, and then Mark II, almost in, well, it's not Eton Yale, is it? It's Castrol colours. I was going to say Eton Yale. We have had an Eton Yale Escort through just a little earlier. I think that would be my pick if I was going to do a Mark II Escort livery. I think everybody, everybody has to have a Mark II Escort livery pick, don't they? What would yours be, Producer Wayne? I've asked you this a few times. Belga, yeah. Probably could have guessed that about you, actually. And I think this should be, if I'm not mistaken, we mentioned him earlier, Aaron McClure, Simon Taylor, again another competitor who started his rallying in the Junior 1000 Rally Series. We saw on Sunday at Cadwell Park just how talented and how comfortable in front of the camera the current crop of junior drivers are, and we know that the stars of British rallying will come from that series. It's happened already and it continues to happen. Chris Ingram, Elliot Payne, Seb Perez, Aaron McClure, you see him on the screen just there in his 205 GTI. That Group A car, which he's been talking about, been giving it the big one about for so long now. He's been looking forward to this event, it seems like, since he was 12 years old. He's finally here, finally, on his first Roger Albert Clark rally. And we're looking forward to seeing how he does. We will catch up with him. He is, of course, one of the stars and one of our characters as well. So just to give you a reminder of how the coverage looks for the rest of the day, and indeed how it will work for the rest of this week as we bring you 5 days of live coverage throughout the day, and then those rally report programs each evening. Today, for day one, we're going to be live in Walters Arena. Matt Cotton will be bringing you some reaction from the end of stage 3 at about 1:15. You'll be able to see that on the Roger Robert Clark Rally Facebook page. 2:15, Phil Bramwell is going to be live with you then with the second run through this Crychan stage. That's going to be live on the YouTube channel, on Special Stage YouTube. You can queue that one up already. The live action stages and the combined live action and stage end stages, you'll be able to queue up already. They're already on there on the YouTube channel. The live reaction that Matt Cotton will be bringing you in between will be available on the RAC Rally Facebook page. All of these, by the way, are on handy little graphics for each day showing what time you can catch all of the coverage. Then we're going to be live again for stage 7, which is the second running through Walters Arena. Again, live reaction from the end of that stage from Matt Cotton, telling the story and extracting some of the tales that are coming from those stages so far after just the first 38.5 miles today of this 350-mile epic event. Then tonight, 8 o'clock, is where you'll be able to get your RAC rally fix. If retro is your thing, if you're looking forward to hearing that propaganda theme tune, if you want full rally report goodness, and by the way, I've been talking to William Woolard about this and he's excited about it. We're hoping we might even get an appearance on the rally report show, but we'll save that until we know more. Andy Wolf, James Crook, you saw through there in the stage. And there's Christopher Ingram, the other one. Blue Mark 2 there. Paul Turner alongside. So we're going to be live with a few more cars through this first and second stage, actually. And then we're going to have to dive off to continue our work on the Rally Report show, because we're going to be working on highlights, packages, features, and well, I've got a costume change ahead of tonight while Phil and Matt continue to bring you live coverage throughout the day, and then we'll be back with you in the studio, in the Rally Report HQ studio tonight at 8 o'clock. So you will see a competitor on this rally.
Stay up there. Oh no, he's car's coming, car's coming. No, car's back on him. Now. He's off the track. Okay, thank you. Was that call Wayne after this one? After that one? Yeah. So should we come in now? When you land, yeah.
mate. Thank you.
Yeah, so can you battery checks? Make sure the one's get stuff on charge that needs to be on charge. No, that's it. Hey mate, how's it going? How did it look? Was it okay? Oh, fabulous. Oh, he's fresh, is it? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what happened, how do you feel, did you fix it, that kind of thing, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay, will do. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to do that because I need some of his footage from mine and I was a bit grown heavy, so I'll pull off all his footage and then we'll grab the top 10 and we'll sort it out and we'll drop it in the Dropbox then. We've got a good few hours now, haven't we? When the last car goes through, we've got a few hours until we come through again, yeah. So we'll repo and then we'll sit down and start doing some editing and data crunching then. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can charge.
Great. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So we'll pack down, you don't need any footage of us now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, great. Well, we'll put it right away. So. Okay, man, I'll speak to you in a bit. Yeah, so he went far too deep and then crashed. All the spectators came out. Luke's still on you live, going to text you in a minute to say stop. When the stage stops, we reposition. I need your memory card out. We're going to try and get some footage star linked to Wayne. He said like the top 10. If we copy it to my hard drive first, you can show me where the clips are. And then maybe we'll just make a folder of like send to Wayne, and then we'll do that.
Cool.
He's absolutely buzzing. He said like 4,000 on the live feed or something.
Decent.